least you're
I
honest about
definitely
your
don't.
feelings.
There's no point me even thinking about trying a second one.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I didn't update all the infographics for when you
It,
guys talk.
I think it's.
oh yeah,
I mean, I haven't watched that many, but of different ones. But I kind of feel I've sampled a couple of others, and every time I've kind of gone, oh, they're not really as good as Critical Role.
I think it'd be hard pressed to find
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
group. I mean, Critical Role is very much. I guess they have like a style, like a thing, like that they do, and that might not gel with everybody. But in terms of their ability to be performers, they're obviously that's what they do for a living, right? They're
yeah,
actors, so
yeah,
yeah.
I think it's the thing that makes it the most watchable, but then it's also the reason why when I see people sometimes on like Reddit or Discord and stuff like comparing their games to Critical Role and why it's not like
yeah,
that. It's like, well, they are. I know that they might be having fun and it's I mean, at least at some point it was their home game, but they're like
yeah,
professional improv actors,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. So it would be unfair to berate yourself for not being not, not
it's
being to
comparing
the
your
same.
Sunday League teams like the
Yeah,
Champions League winners or
yeah.
something, right?
Well, it's not even a Sunday League team. I think it's literally comparing people, playing in your back garden
Well, yeah.
to a Premier League team. But no. Oh, something I was going to say then about them as well. Oh yeah, no, I watched a YouTube video. It was basically entitled some sketch thing entitled "When Your DM Has Watched Too Much Critical Role," and it's basically a guy doing a fairly bad impression of Matt Mercer for about 5 minutes. But, and it is, I could definitely see it.
Cool, we got everyone now, right?
Mm.
Think so, yeah.
Splendid and tremendous. Everyone that matters because Cormac's not playing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was off. He was off school Monday and Tuesday, unwell, and he went back today. And I think it's just like kind of zonked him out
Just
a bit,
knack.
to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I was off work Friday and Monday, and
Oh, really?
I'm knackered. Yeah.
You're good.
Oh yeah, no, I was on holiday.
Oh, right. Oh, I see.
And just going back on Tuesdays. And when I say going back, I mean coming back into the study and sitting in front of the computer. But,
Cool. Yeah. So last session, you made your way back out of the forest, or began making your way back out of the forest, where Coristiona was living. Along the way, you were attacked by some creatures called suture flies, who seemed to go out of their way to target anybody that blasphemed within the forest, Zirviel. You were able to make pretty easy work of them, although they were able to sew shut Elwyn's mouth and nose, and I think Zirviel's mouth, nose, and ear.
Yeah, it wasn't good fun.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, not good fun at all.
But yeah, you managed to get through that, and you had a bit of a debate amongst your party about what to do with Coristiona. She's kind of pleaded with you to leave her be and let her remain at her sort of this relatively remote home she has in the forest. Saying that if she was taken back to Griffinsteel, then that's it's as good as a death sentence, essentially. Like punishment is a very punitive sort of capital punishment style system. And yeah, you guys debated that somewhat, eventually coming to the decision that you would take her back to Griffinsteel, but rather than handing her over to the Watch, you would try to buy some time to better understand maybe her background or her story and what exactly what had caused her to do what she had done. So yeah, you headed back to Griffinsteel. Xavier and Eleanor handed in your first story to Levi at the record, and you gained everybody's first week's wages for a well earned 15 gold pieces each.
Yeah.
during this time, Carl, along with the rest of the party, accompanied Chiristiona to one of the watch stations around town, around the city. But rather than sort of handing her in some kind of official means, Carl made contact with a captain named Wender, who he appears to have some kind of relationship with, who agreed to keep Chiristiona in captivity at this watch house for 4 days, which she said would be about as long as she could do it before she would have to essentially put her on the books and make it known that she was there. You then headed to the Sneaking Prophet, where Eleanor was able to negotiate with Wiggins, despite not really fulfilling the agreement that you'd made with him initially. Was actually able to get him to agree to pay you half of what the top end fee was actually due to be each, which was another 10 gold pieces, which was some pretty successful carousing, I suppose, from Eleanor. And yeah, so you guys had a few drinks at the Sneaking Prophet, and then made plans to the following morning. You were going to take the lightning rail to Pear Trees to see. I think your intent, from what I understand, is basically to see if you can find any more information on this Furbolg tribe, which Chiristiona has mentioned previously. On the subject of that, Carl, before meeting up with everyone the next morning, actually returned to that watch house and attempted to get any more information they could get from Chiristiona, who gave you a bit of an info dump, I suppose. So she was initially diagnosed with the blight 16 years ago. And headed to Neelam's Grove to essentially to be one with nature, accepting that there was no cure for the blight. She ended up living with a tribe of Furbolgs for around just over 2 years, before eventually she was told that they may be able to help her, which was when this ritual that she's previously told you about took place. As soon as when she awoke from this ritual, she was alone in the forest. There was no sign of the tribe. Even their dwellings had just sort of disappeared without a trace. There was literally no sign of them ever having been there. And a little bit of knowledge from yourselves on sort of history and nature a little bit. This is kind of known. Furbolgs are like a tribal race. They don't have like a nation as such, rather just tribes of them that sort of dwell around on the continent. They do tend to be quite mobile. They don't tend to settle in one place. So nothing particularly sounded too out of the ordinary from what she was explaining. But Warforged in particular noted that this story actually sort of rang a bell and struck a chord. His creator, or their creator, was quite friendly with a tribe of Furbolgs and had a very similar experience where they also disappeared without trace at one point in the past. Which I guess pretty much brings us up to where we are. So is there anything else that anybody wants to do whilst they are here in the city?
Me.
Hello.
Can I do my horn for the day?
Well, hey, yeah, of course you can.
Outside. I'm guessing I've got paperwork for Hall to be allowed to go in the
Yeah. Sure for it. Blow your horn. Nice. Yeah, so yeah, you sort of blow this horn which you've been blowing for, this is the 3rd day you've blown it now, isn't it?
yeah.
And as you do this, as you blow it this last time, there's almost like a gust of wind briefly blows through the sort of the alleyway where you are at the time, and just sort of round the corner at the end of the alley, a wolf from the pack appears, who I guess you can name.
Guess I can name.
On the spot.
On the spot, I'll roll a dice quickly.
Yeah.
Is there a 2?
Is there a what, sorry?
Is there a D2?
you can do just slash roll 1d2.
Yeah.
Or I think you can do 1dc, which flips a coin.
D2 will do a coin as
Oh,
well.
will it?
So roll 1.
Yeah,
1d2.
slash roll 1d2.
1's a male, 2's a female. A female comes again. A female.
Yeah, cool.
Female wolf. Named. We'll name something in very shortly.
That's cool. Yeah, just let me know. It's fine.
No. Pepper. Because I'm drinking Dr. Pepper, so the name will be Pepper.
Hey, nice.
Fantastic.
Pretty good name, actually.
This is a good man.
Cool. Yeah. Anything anybody else wants to do still? I guess whilst they're in the city.
No.
I'm good.
No, don't think so.
Cool. Okie dokie.
Oh, actually, wait.
Ooh.
There might be. There might be a thing. Let me just double check. How much money do I have? No, I think both the spells I took actually are component pouch things, so I'm probably good. I go past the nearest pottery shop and pick up a small amount of modelling clay, and that's about it.
Small amount of modelling clay.
However
Nice.
much that will set me back,
that
I
will cost
assume
you
a negligible amount.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It costs you 2 silver.
Perfect. I have a plan for that. Nice and happy with myself.
Cool.
Oh, I forgot I had a little suture fly in my inventory. Nice.
You do. Cool.
Yes, you do.
Anything else for anybody?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, the lightning rail between Griffinsteel and Pear Trees runs once per day in each direction. Leaves Griffinsteel at 10 a.m. each morning, and it leaves Pear Trees at 10 p.m. Griffinsteel to Pear Trees tends to be a relatively quiet journey, whereas the journey the other way, going back, brings a lot of like livestock, grains and food, that sort of thing. It's it's more of a freight train, I guess, rather than a passenger train particularly. Making the journey will cost you all 1 gold piece each, though.
I thought we could get expenses.
Yeah,
I
so
think we have to
Yeah,
provide
we
the
have
seat.
to go back and claim it back, don't we? I think.
That's what he said, yeah.
Bullshit.
It's the
I mean,
modern way.
nobody asked otherwise. To be fair,
I think did I not ask them to book tickets?
not that I
I
recall.
don't believe so. No.
I thought I did.
Certainly wasn't in the notes, and I certainly don't remember writing it down.
I certainly don't remember that, but it's fine. We can afford to pay a gold each and
Well, I've
claim
paid
it
2
back.
gold.
It's fine.
My wolf
good
has
Can I actually afford that?
Should
If
be
you
able to
can't,
adopt me.
if you can't, I will front you a gold.
I probably
Well,
can.
you
But I did give some of my money away.
Yeah. Is that a return ticket or a
That is each way.
each way?
Lightning rails are a relatively luxurious form of transport. I will presume that Warforged is willing to pay and charge him that money.
I can pay.
Gold, Sam.
What was that, Shane?
Do I pay 2 gold for the wolf as well?
No, the wolf's fine.
Paid.
I can pay.
That's cool. As long as
But I
you...
mean, if Warforge is willing to play, yeah, sure.
I've just paid mine, so
I've paid mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so
I'll put
everyone
mine.
sort of arrives at the... oh, sorry, one sec. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just be back in 1 minute, guys.
yeah, no worries.
So, thinking about what she said, there's a little bit of me that fears we're chasing a lead that's actually a few years old.
Possibly, yeah.
Um,
I think you're right.
and so, did Warforged tell us about that it rang a bell with him and
I
his
have absolutely
creator?
no idea.
Unsure. We have to check with
Yeah,
Sam. I
Yeah, sure.
actually think I'm gonna probably say he didn't.
yeah. I don't remember him
I don't
mentioning it.
believe he did.
but he may have like sort of intended to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because certainly, yeah. I mean, is it weird that these furbolgs disappeared, or is that what they do, or was that just her being drugged or programmed, or?
Well, I mean, out of character, it would seem that this is just normal. It's what they do. But in character, it really depends on what Warforged told us, I think.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
well. It gives.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the opportunity, depending on what Sam says when he comes back, to have told us as we're sat on the train discussing
Yeah.
it, because it seems like an ideal time for us to go. Is that standard? And then him go, oh yeah, my creator. Although no, heck, no, he did talk about creator. It's, yeah. So I mean, are we gonna just try and find some furbolgs?
I could try and find some birds and do my naturalness of speaking to animals and see if they've seen any furballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a mission where you are going to absolutely shine.
Yeah. We've got 2 days in Pear Trees, I guess. Maybe 3 if we stretch it out a bit, and before Wender isn't going to be keen on checking Christina into the.
Yeah.
Although out of character, I realistically, this is Christina strikes me as the sort, or Cariciona as the kind of character that us adventurers think a lot about and then book in somewhere and then forget about for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, likely.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
Did Sam say how long it takes the journey? I know it leaves
it's 8 hours.
hours.
It's about 8 hours,
8
which
hours.
gives
Cool, I
them
missed that part.
gives them 2 hours to clean the train and then send it back again.
Yeah, 4 hours.
4 hours. You're quite right. We're not running 10-hour clocks.
We might be actually. I don't know.
Oh yeah, indeed. It's really difficult if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 hours.
Cool. Yeah, then that's fine. Just for my notes.
Yeah.
I missed
So
that
it's
part.
so we're going to get there this evening.
8 hours, if I remember correctly, to get there about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, about 6. And then I guess we head out maybe towards Needham's Grove the next day, or do we take camping gear with us? I'm just going onto the Foundry for the map. Not Foundry, the other thing. Legend Keeper.
Legend Keeper, yeah. I mean, we probably should take. I mean, Needham's Grove is humongous. Not Needham's Grove. The forest is the forest called Needham's Grove, or is that part of the forest?
The forest is Needham's Grove. Yeah.
Needham's Grove. For those, I assume you guys are discussing.
Yeah.
I mean, Needham's Grove is like roughly 7,000 square miles. It is a vast area of land. Yeah.
Interesting name for a gigantic forest.
Needham was a big guy. I
Well,
guess.
but a grove's usually like a small.
Yeah.
It's almost an ironic name.
Yeah.
Sam, we were just discussing whether Warforged told us about the story regarding his creator and the furbolgs just disappearing.
I'm pretty sure the intention was yes from last week. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
So in that case, that's interesting. Do we know how far out of Pear Trees Needham's Grove is? When does the forest start?
Not far away at all. Like the edges of the forest are like pretty much like border the town itself. Needham's Grove. I don't know if any of you have ever been there previously. It's not like a secret area, you know. it's pretty much it's population of about 1,000. It's not a massive place, and it's pretty much predominantly farms. But yeah, the actual town itself literally sort of borders the forest.
So, a question then, gentle things, is are we going to stay in a hotel, or are we going to set out into the forest and camp? And if we're doing that, perhaps we should buy some tents before we get there. Or at least I am. I imagine some of you sleep under bushes, Z.
Well, I mean, I've done worse.
Yeah. Don't doubt it. And I'm pretty sure Elwyn can look after himself in a forest.
Yeah, of course he can.
Yeah, I was just looking at the map to see if I've been there, but looking at the map, it's the wrong direction for me.
You're old enough, you've been everywhere.
Looking at the map, and if I'm correct, I've mainly been northeast. So more east. We're going.
Yeah, it's sort of it is sort of very much west. Well, assuming the top of the map's north.
I'm going to say those two continents. I think I know where I live, where my little village was now.
So yeah, before we set off then, Sam, I'm going to go off into town. Leah, Kin, do you want to come with me? A little bit of
Hold
shopping.
on.
Just working it out.
Yeah. And does anyone want a tent?
I'll be back in 1 sec.
How much would a
Build a-
tent set you back?
That's a really good question, and I will find out when I get to the shop. I've got some gold. I'm assuming I'm not buying posh tents.
I mean, I have a bedroll.
You can sleep outside if you want.
I've got enough to sleep, but
I actually do have a bedroll.
Yeah, but I think we've all. Well, I've got a bedroll. I've got a adventurer's kit, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't got one of those, I don't think.
Oh, actually, I'm just looking at there's my backpack. Oh yeah, I've got a bedroll, healer's kit, manacles, and stuff like that.
manacles.
But and some
Casual guys,
rations.
Don't mind us.
10 days of rations.
Oh, ration.
A 2-man tent is 2 gold pieces.
Whoa. So I could pick up 3 2-men tents.
Is there like something more lightweight? How much is? I mean, I'm guessing 2-man tent's heavy.
£20.
£20. My goodness, that is heavy, isn't it?
It's 1/6 of my carry weight.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Such
can
low
carry.
choosy. I've done that now.
So first off, bedroll. Can I get a bedroll? How much is a bedroll?
Sorry, I'm back.
1 gold piece, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm
And
back, sorry.
Oh, good. Okay.
tent. I'm looking for like a basically a tarpaulin.
You're just looking like some tarp just to make something yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking back to my old days as a young person in army cadets, and basically we never had tents because they're annoying. We just made it out of like a piece of tarpaulin and a couple of trees.
Sorry, hang on 1 sec. Where the hell is this music coming from?
What music?
I can't hear any music myself.
Yeah, sorry, my phone just started playing music really loudly for some reason.
Oh. I was going to say, I thought it was coming from me for a second. I'm like, I'm sure you won't be able to hear it.
Let's have a look. See what I have in my random list of items here.
I will pick up a 2-man tent for myself at least.
I'll
Basically,
pick a 1-man
gold, you
tent
said, yeah?
for my...
basically, I'm thinking. I'm sending a link on. I guess here. Something.
He's going to make himself a little bivouac.
Yeah, basically, yeah, something like this. Just so I've got rope, I think. So I just want a piece of tarpaulin.
Yeah,
I do the rest.
you can get some tarp for 5 silver pieces.
Okay, so if I spend 1 gold and 5 silver, I can get a tarp and a bedroll.
Yeah.
Cool. So thanks. How much is electrum to silver again? I always forget.
5.
5, and it's 5 silver for the thing tarp.
Yes.
So I just get rid of that. There you go. Cool. Can you add it to my inventory? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'll have to make an item, but yeah, I will do.
Yeah, bedroll as well. Thanks. Yeah, perfect.
Right. I'll purchase 2 tents. That's what, 4 gold, and
yeah.
give 1 to Leakin.
Thank you.
And tell him to look after it.
So you were purchasing how many tents was that?
2 tents, which I think is
2
4 gold.
tents, yeah.
Taking that off. And bedroll, healer's kit, tent.
I've put mine on my inventory already, Sam.
Lovely.
Sorry.
Mine's just appeared. And is there a camping kit?
Whatever do you mean? A camping kit?
I don't really know. I guess I'm thinking of a flint and stuff like that.
I have a tinderbox and
Yeah.
also can make fire with my hands.
So I have a
Yeah.
tinderbox as well. I
Yeah,
can
I
also
don't-
make fire with my hands.
I will get. Can I have a tinderbox, please? Oh, I've got.
I
I've got
have
one.
a tinderbox.
I've just found it. Or you just added it. I'm
I
not
was
sure.
gonna say, I think pretty much all of us have a tinderbox.
Yeah,
It's like
I've got-
standard
you already have
adventuring.
one,
Yeah.
I don't have an adventurous kit. What's an adventurous kit?
That's a good question. I think you get
I
torches.
think it was like
and
a
stuff in
bedroll,
adventurous kit.
torches, that sort of stuff. I think that's where I got my stuff.
Is there a chance for any trap?
Any what, sorry?
Like traps? Like, traps?
Yeah, a hunting trap.
Hunting trap, yeah.
Yeah. 5 gold pieces for a hunting trap.
How heavy is it?
£25.
Yeah, that's a bear trap.
Yeah.
That is a bear trap.
Can I send these manacles to someone else?
Nope. Not to me, anyway.
Yeah. You can send them over to me if you want, or Leakin and Warforged could carry them.
What's
carry some.
your adventuring gear? What are the packs called? Can you remember?
What do you mean?
Like, there's explorers packs and
Explorers pack,
It's
adventurers.
just called. I think it's adventuring gear. You'll find.
Yeah.
I think-
There's
that's not like a pack from.
There's like scholars pack, stuff like
Yeah.
that, but
Well,
they're just starting equipment. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. But adventuring gear isn't one of them. It's not a pack like that. Explorers pack. What's an explorers pack? Bedroll. Don't want that. I can't remember which one I chose. Doesn't matter. I think I've got enough gear.
Then once a leak, and then I can hold one trap, but I'm basically nearly at full capacity.
You are carrying quite a lot.
Do you really want a trap?
I just want a trap to catch food.
You'll certainly.
When we rest in the forest, I thought it might be an idea to set a trap at
I've-
the entrance to camp.
I've always imagined you
Having one, yeah.
you forest kind of guys. You know, you get a sapling and split it and bend it around. I don't know. Don't ask me. I live in the city.
I have room for a trap now.
You want to purchase a trap, do you?
Yeah, 5 gold, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you are pretty much at your carry limit. That's quite impressive.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what I'm actually carrying so heavy. Is it all the manacles?
You've still got 2 sets of manacles, 10 days worth of rations. They all weigh quite a bit.
Did I get rid of one of the daggers? I don't know why I'd have 2 anyway.
You can.
You might
do.
lose one.
I mean, you can just drop one if you want.
They don't want a dagger before I just throw it on the floor.
No, thank you.
I'll take it if I can still if I can still carry stuff. Kind of feel like I should be able to.
On your inventory, there's like a bar at the bottom, which is your carry
Yeah.
weight. Yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Relatively.
Rope. Yeah, I'll keep rope for now.
The other thing I'm going to do, Sam, is I'm going to spend 5 silver, which is effectively a day's rations, according to the price list I just found. But I'm going to buy some food for tonight because I've remembered that I have proficiency in cooking.
Ah.
So I'm going to knock us up a nice meal when we camp tonight.
How many rations are you buying? Sorry.
Just one lot of one day's rations.
Nice.
I've got rations already, but I'm just.
That's cool. Yeah.
How do you get proficiency in cooking? Is it a tool proficiency?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Live on your own long enough.
I wouldn't know.
Watch enough of Leokin's live streams.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep. Fair point.
Cool. Anything else for anyone?
Not right now.
All right, good.
Cool. Okie dokie. Yeah, so you will have time to grab some pieces around the city before meeting at the lightning rail station, which is it's relatively busy as people are sort of getting aboard, headed towards Pear Trees. Like I say, it's more busy really in the opposite direction. But there's a fair number of people sort of getting aboard. You can looks like judging from the sort of clothing, there's quite a few people seem to be, you would assume, headed there for sort of manual work, either looking for or returning to work from whatever they've been doing in the city. Yeah, the lightning rail trains themselves, they're quite well laid out. When you travel upon them, there's the seating is quite comfortable. There's room for sort of like overnight journeys. You can quite comfortably sleep in one without sort of being too squeezed in. It's pretty generous. It's pretty costly, but pretty generous. Yeah, and you sort of wait aboard the train as it slowly fills up with all the various passengers. Before eventually, just after a few minutes after 10 a.m., you see one of the sort of guards at the station sort of let out a whistle, and then the train slowly starts to like rumble and shake, and this builds up and it actually gets quite dramatic. It sort of builds over a space of about 15-20 seconds until there's almost just boom. There's like this sort of burst, and all of a sudden it just starts moving quite slowly at first. And then quite quickly begins to pick up pace as you pull out of Griffinsteel and begin travelling south. Have any of you travelled by lightning rail before?
I would like to possibly tried.
Yeah, probably occasionally.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is there lightning rail between where I'm from and here?
Yes, there is.
Then yes, probably.
Likewise. Yeah, I won't think yeah.
Is there any
I haven't.
the east? Sorry,
Any what? So I can't hear you.
sorry. Any that are off the east?
Sorry, I didn't hear you again.
Sorry, is there any like eastwards where I'm actually from area?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's lightning rail goes all the way up, literally to the border of Jokrash, like the Orc Nation. There's a city up there called Traven, which is right on the sort of border. Yeah, and trains travel between there and Griffinsteel. It's a relatively lengthy journey. It's about 14 hours journey, but yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys, as I say, it sort of pulls out of the city, and as it begins to get out of the city, it carries on getting faster and faster until it reaches sort of 30 miles an hour, which is pretty speedy compared to pretty much any other form of travel you may have taken around the nation. And pretty quickly, the city disappears behind you, and you find yourselves just sort of travelling through the through the sort of open fields and open plains to the south of Griffin still. Yeah, we'll fast forward through the journey.
Yeah, Carl is not keen on the train. You can see he's a little bit twitchy. He's not comfortable. But we'll put up with it.
Yeah, but it's a relatively lengthy journey. It takes about 8 hours. Just before 6 p.m. You start to see this initially you start to travel through sort of working fields. You can see that there's like crops start picking up rather than just like these open plains. There's crops either side of where you are. You can even see workers in some of the fields as you start sort of drawing nearer and nearer. It starts building up a little bit. And then eventually you can see up ahead of you the town itself of Pear Trees. Relatively modest, somewhere between a town and a city. You know, this is, but it's quite rural, pretty well spread out. It's not particularly packed in or anything like that. But yeah, you pull into the station here, and the lightning rail slows down, and then as it finally comes to a stop, it almost just sort of like jolts. It rather than slowing down nicely to that sort of like just full stop, it goes down to sort of maybe a few miles an hour, and then just real sudden just halt. And it almost feels like the carriage itself almost lowers down as it reaches there, and you sort of just feel it sort of meet down to the ground again. And as you sort of disembark off of the lightning rail, you can actually see the town itself is quite busy around the station. It's like 6 p.m, so you can see people rushing around. It looks like people are rushing home from the fields and from whatever they've been doing during the day. There's quite a lot of sort of commotion all around you. But yeah, you find yourselves in Pear Trees. I suppose, what in particular would you guys like to do?
Can we cast magic here?
You are still within the nation of Australia. I guess relevant question: has anybody ever visited Pear Trees before, for any reason? I'm going to take that silence as
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wrong direction in the world for me, I'm afraid.
Oh, I've never been.
Yeah, it's
Is it supposed to be a map?
Sorry.
Is it supposed to be a map?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a black screen.
Yeah, I don't have a token with vision, and it told me off.
Yeah,
also have a blank
I
screen.
haven't turned token vision off, have I?
See, guys, it's not just me that does it.
Ooh.
Cool. Folks, I'm going to step away for just a second, okay? I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
When is dusk, or when was dusk?
Pretty much coming. It's probably coming pretty now. You can already see the sun starting to get quite low in the sky as it is. You've probably got maybe an hour and a half of good sunlight left.
Well, guys, do we want to? Now I'm here, having talked about getting tents. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should stay in the tent tonight. What does everyone else think?
Sorry, what was that? I had to run and put a plate on the side.
Are we gonna stay in the town tonight, or are we gonna head out?
How late is it right now?
Just
six,
start,
right?
Just
yeah,
before
6
6 p.m. Yeah.
Just starting to get dark. It'll be dark in an hour and a bit.
And if I'm remembering,
head to the pub and get information about the wood area we're about to go in.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
yeah, because this town city, it literally borders the forest, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Borders on Eagles Grove.
I mean, we could probably walk out into the
I
forest
was
for.
going to say, do we want to get 3 or 4 hours of travelling in the dark, or do we want to just go to bed?
Not tired. I've been sat around all day.
Yeah, I've done nothing. It's up to you guys.
What do you think,
I-
Mr. Leokin? Do you want to explore a town or do you want to explore a forest?
Forest.
Yeah, I'll vote for the forest.
The kin has spoken.
Nothing jumps out immediately, kind of with a quick glance around the town as to something worth investigating, does it, Sam?
There's no quest markers, no.
No,
That's quite boring.
with like my eye for curiosity, nothing seems peculiar from what we can see from the station.
I mean, you can make a perception check if you want to see if anything stands out particularly to you.
With my eyes,
Yeah. It's
forest.
it is really it's really quite busy. There's people sort of rushing around all over the place. It's like I say, it's right at the sort of like work knocking off time.
It's rush hour, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
rush hour in
As you
Thentos.
sort of have a look around, you can get a general sort of feel for the populace. So it seems like the majority of what you can see is actually halflings. So, excuse me. Pear Trees sits in what was actually of the three nations that formed Austrial was actually the Halfling nation. So it kind of makes sense that it would be sort of quite dominated by halflings. But there's quite a lot of humans around as well. You even spot a couple of dragonborn. Notably, you don't notice any elves.
Oh, what a shock! Thinking about it, I've actually just looked at the map properly because you said we went south from Griffinsteel. Obviously, that was to, I assume, go around the water bit. We're not actually south of Griffinsteel, really, are we?
No, you
The
are.
direction we've gone, I actually almost certainly probably would have at least travelled through here.
Yeah, I mean, whether you would have ever stopped at Pear Trees, but you certainly would. You probably likely would have come through or come past. Yeah.
Yeah, chances are I would have stopped off. I would like to probably have had a look around, but
Yeah.
at which point I have even less of a desire to probably wander around and check out the city. But
I think they still
unless
remember you.
I was gonna say unless anything awfully exciting could have happened if I was here before,
mean-
but I doubt it.
It's not a big place to explore. So if you'd ever stopped it, I mean, trains don't tend to go direct through. So quite likely you would have stopped off at some point if you had travelled this way. There is a single tavern in the town.
Yeah.
Which does do like overnight stays as well. But beyond that, there's not really a great deal in terms of landmarks. There's some businesses. There's sort of one general store, but it's not a bustling urban environment by any means.
I will. Yeah, I'll relay this to everyone else kind of as we get off and we're debating this. I'll kind of let them know that there's not an awful lot to kind of get your teeth into in the actual town. Last time I came through anyway, unless there's been any big developments that I've not seen. So I suggest we just crack on. But I'm happy to be told otherwise.
Let's crack on.
Cool. So you guys just want to head straight into the forest, do you?
Is it? With the time of day, is the sun setting?
You got about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of of decent sunlight left. But I mean, the sun is lowering. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can at least probably get an hour's worth of walking and set up camp in the forest if you gents and lady are up for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the same thing, I don't mind if you'd rather spend a night in a tavern instead and wake up fresh in the morning and set off. But I figure we just get a head start if we're gonna look for roaming bands of furbolgs. The best way to find them is to be in the forest as long as possible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking out for like any birds or like small creatures that look like they travel quite far.
Okay.
In the forest.
I'll get you to make a perception check with advantage for me.
I pet Shane's new roof.
Oh, okay. I'll roll again because I didn't do advantage.
Yeah, you might get better than that.
Yeah.
22.
Nice. Okie dokie. Cool. Yeah. So you guys decide to sort of bypass the town itself and start heading towards the forest. And you sort of walk through all these various sort of fields from the town to the forest. There's maybe sort of 5 to 10 minutes walk, but you can see it from the edge of the town. You start walking through all these various fields, and you can see to sort of left and right of you. There's various there's a few sort of livestock fields, and you go past a few more of various crops growing in them. And you come past one field which is sat right on the edge of the forest. Actually, this is the closest one to the forest where you are, at least. And this looks like a wheat field or some kind of crops. You can see where the crops have sort of stood up, but the crops in themselves look in a really sorry state of affairs. Actually, they're sort of flattened and trampled flat all across this one particular sort of field. I don't know how much agricultural experience any of you have, but as a uneducated guess, this whole field probably looks wrecked and lost.
What happened there?
And there's like dirt kicked up all over the place.
Looking over it, is there a sign of sort of did something coming from the forest and do this, or?
Get you to make a perception check for me.
Yeah, I could do that. Well, when I say I can do it, there we go.
Quite hard to tell. It's really messy. Like I say, there's like dirt kicked up all over the place. The crops themselves are just flattened and knocked flat and kind of in all different directions. But yeah, hard to. It's almost such a mess and so sort of just overgrown or poor or in such poor condition anyway now that it's just hard to really see what caused it, where it came from.
Interesting. Oh, should we
Hi, folks. Sorry about that.
No worries.
What happened?
we heading out of town? We found sort of the last field before the forest. I think
Yeah.
has been pretty trampled. Dirt's been kicked up. Looks like it looks like someone else has eaten to look after it for a while.
Does Alwyn know what happened?
Owen has done a perception check to look at creatures flying in the sky, so I would like to think I'm probably concentrating on that.
Yeah, what I will get you to do, if you make a nature check for me, Owen. Yeah, as you are all sort of like travelling past, you do, as much as obviously you're on the lookout for like airborne creatures at the minute, Elwyn, but you do actually notice there are some tracks sort of nearby which you're able to, with your sort of experience in nature, sort of pick up a little better than the rest of the party. And you have a look quickly. There, you can see what looks, there's some kind of like paw or a hoof or like footprints of some type. In sort of just all spread all over this field and the surrounding area of this one sort of like trampled flat field. But you have a quick look and see if you can identify. It doesn't look like any creature you recognise.
What?
Pepper to sniff the prints.
Any what? Sorry.
Pepper to sniff the footprints or anything.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Have I deleted Joanne's character sheet?
Brutal.
Why?
That's hard.
Sorry, why are you looking up in the sky for animals? Is there any particular reason?
Yeah. I believe I was saying on the train that I was going to find some animals to speak to see if they've seen furballs roaming the forest.
Okay, so you're looking for flying animals because they would
They
fly.
travel this distance, right?
Yeah. Cool, awesome.
To the thing, I can give them instructions as well.
Yeah, that's awesome idea.
I'm a horrible person. I deleted Joanne's character sheet. But yeah, Pepper can take a sniff. I mean, is able to sort of just relay to you. It's not really a smell that she recognises, but she she has that smell now.
Prince, if you want, or we can just look.
Hey, what was that?
Pepper has a smell of these prints.
Alright.
We can look for these creatures.
I think we just head off. Find, get a bit away from here. Find somewhere to camp.
Really awkwardly, could I ask Warforged if they look like the Furbolg prince that he met?
Yeah, totally. Warforged. I'll get Warforged.
I am
Just
Warforged.
check quick. Oh yeah, sorry, I should say that. I am Warforged, obviously. That's why you don't let me roll for you. No, Warforged doesn't recognise him, but they certainly don't look like Furbolg prints. I mean, each print you could, if you just took like a normal humanoid footprint, probably 2 or 3 widths of a normal, like average footprint would mark one of these. So they're quite large.
The halflings have large feet.
Not that large, no.
Are they giants? Hopefully, hope not. I've had enough of giants.
I do recognise these footprints, so...
The footprints look a bit too round to be giants. They're certainly not like humanoid style. They certainly look a lot more sort of like rounded, almost like some kind of beast or creature.
Is it a Jurassic?
We were
I
warned.
warned you. I warned you.
If that's the case, then I should have a spell scroll showing up at some point to help me polymorph it. It's fine. Can have a Tarask that's actually a cactus. It's fine. Right.
As
I think we crack on, right? Sorry, go on, Sam.
I say, as you guys have stopped and are taking in these footprints and sort of paying attention to everything, you actually you hear his voice sort of call over to you. Says, "What do you think you're doing on my land?"
I look over.
And as you turn around, you notice there's actually a halfling, a male halfling, sort of like brown, quite sort of dusty brown hair. And he's sort of walking over in your direction. He says, "You wouldn't be causing any trouble. You don't know what all this was about, do you?"
I got this, guys. Don't worry. Got this. Hi, friend. Hi, yeah. How are you? We're just traveling past, but something happened here.
And he walks a little bit closer up to your party, and he stops. He's got like a pitchfork at this. He stabs down to the ground. He sort of leans on top of it, and I mean, he's a halfling himself. This pitchfork actually, to any of you guys, is it's 2 feet in height, maybe if that. It's pretty short. But he sort of leans up against it, and he eyes you up and down as you speak, and he says, "Don't see many of your type around here."
Well, you're not wrong. Makes
wouldn't-
us all the more special when you do, you know.
You and your kind wouldn't be anything to do with this.
Oh, absolutely not. Well, I can't speak for my kind, I'm afraid, but I can speak for myself and I can speak for my friends here.
It appears like some of your friends are your kind.
I look at Xavier's feet and say, I look over at the tracks and look back and say, "You must have awfully small feet for an elf if elves did this."
I'm not saying they did it, but those elves they mess with stuff. They have communication with all sorts of beasts. They could have done this.
To be fair,
I-
though,
I mean,
so could a lot of things.
Trouble follows them around.
I look at Alwyn and the wolf, presumably stood next to him, and go, "Communication with beasts. Fancy that."
Well, you can rest assured, my friend. This was not our doing. You have my word.
And so, what would you be doing in Pear Trees? You don't look familiar, none of you.
Well, yeah, I'd be impressed. To be fair, I mean, I stand out. Let's be honest. I've been here before, but I understand not everyone remembers everyone that passes through. It's a busy town. It's a busy town. It's a wonderful place, by the way.
Some
Is all
folks
of this
we
land?
try to remember, some we try to forget.
Oh, it's understandable. I mean, I like to think I leave a trail of happiness behind me, but some people don't appreciate it. It's understandable. No, we're heading into the forest. We've got a bit of a hike, a bit of an expedition to do. So, going, yeah, doing some investigating.
And what you're investigating in the forest?
Foresty things, birds, beasts, trees.
Leaves.
You'll find trees, you'll find beasts. I'm sure you'll find all you're investigating if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, that's all right then. We came to the right place, clearly.
Well, mind your way and watch out for whatever caused this.
What happened here?
He turns to you and he sort of looks you up and down as well. And he says, what be a man of your stature be travelling with this group?
Yeah, I asked myself the same thing, but someone's got to keep an eye on them.
This was my crop. This was going to be my big payday. One of my last paydays for retiring. But now, by the time I've got this sorted out, regrown, this is another 2-3 summers.
Perhaps it's common.
So what? You just came out and found it like this?
Come out and found it like this. Three nights ago, I was drinking over in the Stag and Dove when one of me farmhands come and grabbed me and told me the Ngubus were here.
Sorry,
What?
the Ngubus.
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 What's Nengubu? Do I know? Is that like a word that's familiar to me, or
You can all do a nature check for me.
I'm sure I've just spelt that right on the notes.
Oh, I have
yeah,
not-
no, I did not.
I did not spell that right either.
Ah,
Nature, yeah.
Yeah.
I read a lot.
Yeah.
I get plus one to nature as well, which is quite. I would have thought 3,
oh,
but
no, it's nothing.
I think we should change how they are spelt from your spelling to my spelling, however, Sam, because it is pretty fantastic.
Elwyn and Xavier, you both recognise Ngubus. Ngubus are a sort of lizard style creature, massive muscular beast, sort of tower over a man. In some areas of the world, their sort of larger species are known as dinosaurs.
Right. With a nature check as incredible as I've made,
You did.
do I happen to know either how to avoid them, fight them, or like weaknesses or anything like that? Things to look out for, anything like that?
Fighting them with weapons is pretty effective, I guess.
Right, yeah.
No, in terms of like any weaknesses or anything, nothing particularly you know. Although they're quite well renowned. They detest and they actively hunt elephants. They massively dislike elephants.
Right.
But they're, like I say, they're very very large beasts. They're kind of this big husk of muscle essentially. They have 6 large horns on their heads.
So, is this a common occurrence that they come in and stomp fields?
They've been known around these parts from time to time. It's my own fault. I should have known better. I was so desperate to make this last crop matter, to be enough to find the, enough that I could, put me pitchfork down and rest up for the rest of my years. That I invested in elephant-based manures, and I should have known better.
Oh, you think you attracted them?
Well, that's what everyone else in town believes and is blaming me for. Yeah.
They don't like elephants. To be
Sounds
fair.
like it. Yeah. Pretty stupid move.
Not me finest day, but if it would have worked, I tell you, this crop was 2-3 weeks away from being done, being perfect. Ship that off to Griffin still, and I'd have been finished.
Hang on a minute. You bloody knew what it was that caused this, yet you still came over here and tried to blame me and my friends here for causing it. You know what caused it, because you caused it. Bringing these bloody dinosaurs in.
Trouble turns up in the form of dinosaurs. Trouble turns up in the form of...
Yeah.
Form of what? Form of what? Finish the sentence. Go on.
You're kind.
And what would that be?
Trouble.
You're half
No,
kind.
I believe we have a name. If you're going to slander us, you can at least use it.
Yeah, hang on, sweetheart.
I believe he means Griffin-Steelians.
Whoa.
Xylophone, half elf.
I'm a half elf, and I believe Leakid is a half elf.
Yeah.
Maybe the trouble was your half
Yes.
the human part. Maybe the part doesn't
With Zivial's amazing nature check, would we sort of know a rough challenge rating? Like, I'm imagining dinosaurs are like really hard to kill, but
Sorry, one sec. What was that, Lizzie? Yeah, of course you can, sweetheart. Go for it. What did Z get? Oh, yeah, you rolled very well, Z.
22.
Certainly not unbeatable by a party such as yourselves.
one of them.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have fought other creatures of a similar stature. You rolled really well. They are a challenge rating of 5, so they are certainly not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not, they certainly would not pose you no threat, but they are. This isn't. I mean, it's not a Tarask, basically, Jake.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Still, certainly. I mean, a herd would probably make no short work of your party, but even alone, a single one would probably be a challenge to you guys, but certainly not outside of what is doable.
Are they intelligent or have some means of intelligence?
The farmer's not.
No,
You know that.
I'm not sure about Z.
He can't even admit to his racism.
Z's not intelligent either that much. I was meaning the dinosaurs.
I'm not that intelligent.
Dinosaurs, depending from sort of subspecies to subspecies and all the various types, but they tend to be pretty low on the intelligence level.
Similar to direwolf.
Was that similar to a direwolf?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a pretty decent comparison.
What's the rules on getting a companion?
They have to be a certain challenge rating.
Oh, challenge rating. Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's just imagining Howard riding around, riding into Griffin still on a dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaurs are actually can be done as companions.
They can.
What was that,
Interesting.
Dinosaurs can be done because they're on the companion sheet list. When I was looking.
They are beasts.
Yeah.
I was more to the fact if I could talk to them and get them to see if they know where the furballs are.
That makes some sort of sense.
Last time we tried to bargain with beasts in a forest, Elwyn, remember? It didn't go
I was gonna say,
fantastically.
more intelligent. Or squirrel.
Anyway, Mr. Farmerman, are you done being offensive and should we get on our way, or have you got any other stereotypes you want to throw at me before I go? I'm half drow, if that helps. You can, say something rude about that.
Honestly, too easy.
And he just sort of doesn't really sort of get aggressive, but he just sort of looks at you and just stops. He says, "Not even worth it, your kind."
Yeah, nor are you, mate. Come on, Z.
Remember, I'm still half human. Means you're half not worth it.
Rather be half not worth it than half
He's-
whatever that is. Be gone out of this town. You're not welcome here anyway.
Words, bloody elf. Alright. Pick my middle finger up and walk off.
Lovely.
He deserves it.
Cool. So you guys just gonna carry on into the forest, yeah?
Yeah, I want to fight a dinosaur.
Cool. Okay, so as you sort of reach the tree line, I guess what do you guys want to do? Are you just walking in a straight direction? You will look out for anything particular?
I'm not gonna lie.
There's an elephant in your...
I think we just let Elwyn lead us.
Mm.
This is supposed to be his bag.
Is
Get about.
I'll start just wandering in the forest, looking for creatures of birds or squirrels or
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Imagine dinosaurs are going to be asleep at night, aren't they?
Yeah, sneak
Reptiles.
attacks.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Cool. Yes, you guys
Find us somewhere to camp.
begin heading into the forest. And yeah, it starts off quite light on trees, but quite quickly you find yourself sort of going to go into sort of like overcast area. You're able to travel for about an hour. At this point, you've not really come across much of note. Every now and again, you sort of sense or hear movement in the undergrowth around you, but it's pretty easy to work out these are just sort of small sort of woodland creatures. Nothing particularly aggressive. You never feel threatened in any way. After around an hour's travel, the sun is starting to really sort of set at this point. It's getting quite low in the sky, and it's getting quite shady as it is, but especially with the trees above you and the canopy. You're starting to lose most of the light you have.
Are we wanting to?
Come across a camp.
Yeah, are we wanting to camp up or are we wanting to keep
Yeah.
going? Because I can make lights for us if we want to keep going.
And did I see any creatures, by the way, when I did my perception check?
You've spotted some occasional like animal life, some birds and bits up in the canopy up above you. Nothing particularly that stands out. Just sort of standard, pretty small like just general sort of bird life.
The bird I'm looking for ones that I could speak to. I'll have a conversation with the bird.
You have to be a bit more specific, I guess. Like just any particular bird, or
Yeah, anything that I know will be able to scout the area.
1 sec. What did you roll on your perception check?
22, I think it was.
It was, yeah. No, nothing at the moment. I mean, there's plenty of birds flying around above you, but nothing that with any more intelligence than just a pretty standard like small bird. Nothing of any real note. Hang on 1 second. Lizzie, you okay? Okay. Yeah. No. Nothing particularly communicable. Like you could communicate with or anything at the moment.
I'm quite I'm not particularly a fan of the idea of staying late, like walking too much in the darkness. I am a human. So is Carl.
Mm-hmm.
I am Warforged.
Warforged, I'm assuming, has like dark vision because
Does indeed.
he's a robot, and everyone else is elves, so they can see in the dark.
Yeah, but we can't.
Half elves get dark vision, right?
I could see.
Yeah.
I could see in the dark.
So I can't see in the dark. So I would rather make camp while it's light. Make sure we can secure our camp and set a watch.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Elwyn, maybe you can find an owl or something to talk to once we're camped.
Yeah.
I assume it's now like dark enough that those without dark vision might be struggling to see. Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're not in like pitch blackness or anything, but yeah, the shadows are starting to take over the forest at this point for sure.
Yeah, at this point, I definitely tried to stop. Like, this is the point where I don't want to go any further.
Yeah, Elwyn, are you able to find us a kind of relatively safe place to set up a camp
Yeah,
nearby
I'll
here?
find a
Yeah,
big tree.
just somewhere where we have a little bit of open space, possibly to set up some tents.
Yeah, and you're natural explorer. You don't even need to make any kind of check. You can quite easily find a relatively safe area to set up camp.
Yeah, camping spot.
Cool. Once you say you found one, I will kind of flick my hands in the air like this, and I send out these 4 globules of light, kind of spread across the clearing, float them in like the corners of it to give a bit of ambient light whilst we set up camp.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
You not got a tinderbox, lad?
What was that?
Said you not got a tinderbox?
Oh, I do, but this is far prettier.
Hmm.
You just kind of hover there as we set up camp.
You're gonna keep casting this every 60 seconds, are you?
Yeah.
Almost a
I
cantrip
thought-
if you can.
I was going to say it's a cantrip, right? But I thought it lasted longer than 60 seconds, but that's... Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could recast it to keep him up, can't I? Like,
Casting it every 60 seconds. Can I stand next to him and then smack him on the back of the head with the mage
every
killer?
60 seconds.
Every 60
yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll get-
I'll start setting up my tent. Elwyn, can you gather up some stuff for a fire?
Yeah, I'll do that. Could I get Pepper to do like a patrol around like a border of them?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Like around the site we're doing.
Yeah, that seems cool. Yeah, so as you guys all begin setting up your tent, setting up your camp, Elwyn and Pepper sort of survey the area, and yeah, Pepper, as everyone's sort of setting up, after a few minutes of looking around, Pepper actually draws your attention, Elwyn, to some sort of footprints in the mud. Not too far away from where you guys are setting up camp. Can I get you to make another nature check for me, quick, Elwyn?
Yep.
Nice.
That is pretty good. Yeah, you sort of bend down, take a look at these particular prints, and you recognise them quite quickly as these belong to bugbears.
Bugbears are quite nasty, aren't they?
They're not particularly friendly creatures in general.
Okay. Can I get Pep to sniff and see if he can determine a direction, how far it's gone, and how long they've been there for?
Yeah, sure. Roll a d20 for me, quick.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, she's got a general feel. She sort of gestures to you, sort of just slightly to the northeast. The scent seems to go in that direction.
Okay, I will relay this information to the group that there's a bugbear northeast in our direction.
There are multiple sets of footprints there, by the way.
There is multiple bugbears in a northeast direction.
Right. So we need to be making sure someone's keeping watch that direction overnight then, I reckon.
Is it owls that need 4 hours sleep?
Yes. Yes. A long rest for an elf is 4 hours instead of 8.
So is that 3 of us only need 4 hours of sleep?
No, half elves don't get that. Only elves.
How long does my wolf need? I'm guessing that's 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
If I get 4 hours sleep early, and then I can do the rest of the watch.
Well, it's fine. We realised recently that rule was we were playing it slightly wrong, and you can take a watch for 2 hours as part of your rest. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we haven't got to worry about being too funny about that. It's fine.
Yeah, an 8 hour long rest is 6 hours sleep and 2 hours watch. So there's enough for like, assuming you have at least 3 people in a party, you're kind of fine.
Cool. We got
So, Elwyn, these bugbears, are we safe here? Should we be camping here?
they're leaving in a northeast direction.
Yeah, their scent definitely goes in northeast direction. Yeah.
They've left this area. Do bugbears live in caves?
Yeah, generally they tend to live in sort of caves or underground dwellings. Yeah.
I'm guessing Elwyn would have known that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I believe so. I think they've left this to either go home or could be near their home. I'm just thinking it'd be best if we do definitely keep watching that direction.
Makes sense. Think the fire will keep them away?
Wouldn't fire attract them a bit more because they're not very sociable. They're quite cranky creatures.
So you saying no fire then?
Do a fire. If I remember correctly, in Baldur's Gate you speak to a bugbear, so I might be able to talk to one.
You can play as a bugbear, can't you now?
You can.
Yeah, it's a playable race.
Oh. Might be able to speak to the bugbears.
Yeah, I mean they're intelligent. They're intelligent enough to like speak. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak to one if they turn up.
Okay.
I'll try.
I'll try.
Okay. I'll get my tent set up. I'll get the fire going, and use my cook's utensils.
Can
I
I
can
set my hunter's track up in that northeast direction?
Yeah, you can do definitely. Yeah.
And
Or
I'll
just
let
sort of
everyone
in the same area where those footprints were.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'll let the rest of the group know where I've put it.
Mhm.
Because I don't want Xylophone to stand on it.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably kill me if I did, so.
I'll offer offer Leakin some odds that now that he's been told about it, the xylophone will almost certainly go over and poke his finger in it.
I think I'm not gonna
I
lie.
reckon he will.
Are you making any efforts like hide it or anything, or?
Yeah.
That's cool. In that case, I will get you to make a survival check for me, quick. Nice, yeah. You set up your hunting trap and you're able to sort of cover it up with some sort of leaves and twigs, and it sort of blends in pretty well actually. If you didn't point it out where it is to the rest of your party, that might be an issue, but you have done.
Okay. Right.
So are we just sleeping? What time is it? Not even 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 10th way. We can sort out dinner and that, look, can't we?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
I'll-
have got plenty of
I'm
time.
sorting dinner.
Are we getting up crack of dawn tomorrow and setting off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds
So
like a
Elwyn,
plan.
see if you can find an owl or a.
Yeah, I'll look for an owl.
You're all about the checks today, Owen. Make another perception check for me, quick.
I want to find an owl.
Nice.
And as you begin humming that little song to yourself, you
Holds
look
his
up
hand
and
out.
almost immediately an owl just sort of almost straight away just sort of comes down from the tree line and just sort of actually reaches out and sort of lands on your hand as you hold it out. This large sort of like brown tawny owl just sort of lands on your hand quite peacefully.
Oh, Carl, look over there. There might be a bugbear.
Oh, I'm almost certainly pissing Carl off with some kind of conversation
I
whilst
would
we're
have thought
lighting a
so,
fire.
yeah.
It's fine.
I'm not sure talking to animals counts as magic. I think
Yeah.
it's some sort of weird elven ability.
Yeah.
As long as it's still weird, that's fine. As long as we got
Yeah.
that clear.
Hello, Mr. Owl. Or Mrs. Owl.
Mr. or Mrs. Owl. Yeah, it doesn't let me just check the intelligence for this. Yeah. It doesn't audibly sort of respond to you, but it sort of like knows. It actually sort of like looks you in the eye, and sort of lowers its head very slightly, almost as if it's just sort of acknowledging you.
Seen any furballs around here?
And it sort of it turns around, sort of looks its head all around in the forest, then looks back at you, and its eyes just sort of like shake side to side in sort of like a no motion.
Could you do a little scout in the air for me, please?
And it sort of gestures to you like what it should look for.
Furball, a big floppy creature. I'm guessing they are. Could I get Warforged to draw a picture of a furball?
Yeah, sure. Is there a good check for drawing? There's not really, is there? Yeah, Warforged can do a decent enough drawing. And he's able to show it to the owl, and then it just sort of nods at you almost again, and then sort of in this sort of powerful stroke of its wings, sort of takes off and sort of flies up and disappears into the tree line.
It may come back. It may not come back.
Hmm.
In this setting, what are furbolgs like?
What do you mean by what are they like?
Well, I mean, there's different interpretations of them, right? Across.
What, physically we talking?
Yeah.
I mean, physically, like just the pretty much standard like 5e, like
5e.
yeah,
Fine.
nothing
Yeah.
in terms of, like, their physical characteristics, nothing out of nature, like out of
No,
the
that's
norm, yeah.
fine. I just believe that in 5e, a lot of people complain about them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're not normal compared to other editions.
Oh, I see.
Don't matter. That's cool. Awesome. Just so I know.
That's cool.
I think also, wild mount aren't they sort of like more like cows?
I'm not sure.
I think they might be.
I think the only time I've ever seen them in wild mat is when Caduceus is first introduced, but I kind of haven't watched much beyond it.
Anyway, that's fine. Just so I've got a visual image of what
Yeah,
sort
no
of
good.
we're looking for.
For what it's worth, Pumat Soul is a furbolg,
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
as is Neela, who you would have seen.
she is.
Sorry, I saw a moment to spout some knowledge.
Spout.
Yeah, I use spout law. Cool. So we're not too worried about. We're just gonna wait for this birdie bird to come back, are we?
Yeah, you guys can grab yourself something to eat or make yourselves at home.
What did you cook? Sorry, did you hear what you cooked?
I reckon it would be a stew.
Stew, yeah. What kind of meat?
Oh, probably lamb
Lamb.
or whatever, mutton. I guess it would be.
Yeah, September. So
Yeah.
no, lamb. It'd be lamb, right? Probably like this would be the one time of the year where lamb's available.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Maybe we have dinosaur next.
Eh?
Maybe we have some dinosaur next.
I saw either that or you get it as a companion.
After 30 minutes or so, Elwyn, you hear these muscular sort of wings coming back through the sort of skyline, or through the tree line. Sorry. This owl comes down, lands on sort of like a branch nearby to where you all are. And yeah, it sort of looks at you, and as Warforged sort of holds up this drawing again, he sort of looks at it and sort of slowly sort of shakes his head.
Have I got any like seeds on me or anything?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Get the owl some seeds for trying.
It's most grateful. Yeah, it sort of takes these seeds and then sort of disappears back up and just perches at the top of a tree above where you guys are camping.
That's fair enough.
It's a good bird.
Good birdo.
Anything else anybody wants to do? You camping up for the night or?
Yeah.
I'll chat to Leakin about himself. You haven't really spoken very much. Yeah. What? How did you manage to get contacted by Levi?
Well, if I remember correctly, I think I was put on a list by him to see if I could earn some money because I was poor and homeless at the time. Which I still am.
Oh, you've got lodgings, haven't you?
Yeah, you're not as poor.
I'm not as poor, but wouldn't say I'm doing that good.
You got food, you got a tent. What more do you want, lad?
No, my parents.
What happened to your parents?
They got killed.
Man, the tragedy.
Were they killed in the massacre of all the owls with the magical weapon?
That was years ago, right?
That was 150 years ago, something like that.
Oh, they are elves, half elves, I suppose.
Oh, owls are old.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been.
And that.
How'd your parents die?
Hold on. Hold on. So I'm going to be going to private VC quickly because I can't find the messages.
I can go one better and I can send you it as a whisper on Foundry if you want.
That's easier. They were murdered 27 years ago in a hate crime by humans.
I put my arm on your shoulder and say, I'm really sorry. You're half elf, right?
Yeah.
So even your human parent was killed.
Yep.
Half elf doesn't always mean just one human parent, one elf helmet parent.
Oh, is it not?
Well, no, you could have two half elves would make a half elf, wouldn't they?
They make a quarter elf. Oh, they make a half elf. Yeah, but
Right.
weird. Yeah.
Or you could have a half elf and an elf would make a half elf still.
3/4 elf.
Jake's melting pot.
So Z, your parents, one of your parents human?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What about yours, Leakin?
Yeah, well,
Tell us about them.
they were good people. I didn't really know them though. They died when I was 6.
How old are you now?
I have this down.
27 plus 6.
Yeah. 33.
33. Yeah.
Oh, you say 27? Yeah.
Do half elves age slower than humans? Is there so is 33 still like a teenager for a half elf, or?
Would it
So what was
depend
that?
on Would it depend on how much elf is in the
Probably,
half
yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah.
Because there is a blanket answer on like the player's handbook for the
Yeah,
half elf race.
half elves are
but-
pretty much like humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then if you had a half elf that was mostly elf and just
Mostly
very,
elf,
very barely human, then would they live longer than a half elf that was mostly human with a tiny bit
Yeah.
of elf?
I would-
That's the question, I
That
suppose.
seems, yeah.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Well, it's all science.
So what have you been doing since you were 6? Just on the streets?
Yeah.
No one looked after you?
No, not really.
Fuck man, that must have been hard.
Very.
Well, you got people to look after you now if you need it, so
Okay.
Although you're quite old, so
Mhm.
am I right?
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
need that much looking after now.
hey,
Okay.
sometimes it's nice to have people to look out for you. Just saying.
I'll pour a glass of whatever relatively cheap spirit I've got, or a cup of. Hand it to Leakin. Take a swig out of lift up the bottle myself and say, "To your parents."
I snigger at this. Not snigger. That's not the right word. I go like, huh.
You huff.
Yeah.
You harumph.
Any excuse.
I'll just stare at Eleanor for a second.
It's all well and good you commiserating his loss, but it's your heavy-handedness down at the watch that lets these people think that they can get away with pushing elves around.
Eleanor, let's be clear. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand, but if we want to be treated and not tarred with the same brush, we can't tar every one of them with the same brush as well. It goes both ways. You know, don't treat people by that. Just they're people. Carl's done nothing wrong to us. He seems like a good, honourable man. Likes a drink, but still, you know.
Is that so, Carl?
No?
Eleanor's got a point, lad.
Well,
Hmm.
I think you're all right.
Sometimes the organisation takes control of the people, and people find themselves in situations that they don't really plan.
People that killed your parents. Were they brought to justice or anything?
The okay.
Yeah, so
Look over at Leakin.
Pardon? Sorry.
did they
They
ever
brought to
find the
justice.
people? Yeah. Did they ever find the people that did it?
They did, but they didn't think there was enough evidence to arrest them.
Typical.
Was that
That's-
Griffinstall, was it?
Pardon?
Was it in Griffinstall, was it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Eleanor would say that sometimes the watch doesn't investigate thoroughly enough.
Maybe Eleanor could write a story about it. How
Aye.
to get justice.
Justice don't bring back the dead.
Yeah.
It might make you feel better.
That's one thing we can agree on.
Or Carl could go around there and sort them out.
Still doesn't bring back the dead.
Might make them smile though.
Anything else anybody wants to do?
I'm assuming Z's got parents somewhere who are dreading that he might come back sometime.
Not something I've got to worry about, but you know.
Well, with that, I'm tired. Leave. Warford didn't eat the food, so I guess he can do the washing up.
That seems reasonable.
How did Mr. Garvin get away without answering any questions?
No one
Someone
asked.
must have something to ask him.
I'm an open book, me.
You're someone.
Well, you're not wrong, I suppose. What about you, Mr. Garvin? What about your parents? I assume humans?
Yes, very much so. Dead now. Died a few years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
That's it comes to them all. They
And it does.
they got a chance that many don't to live to an old age and retire to a village by the sea. So
What village? That sounds quite peaceful.
yeah, that's a really good question. and one I feel I should have been better prepared for. Where did I write it? It's written down somewhere. Yeah, I'll come back to you on that just a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
But no, that was a
Well,
I haven't got a sad story.
some of us are lucky enough not to, I suppose.
Yeah. Maybe some of us need a story.
Seems like the humans, they're just about sad stories.
Hmm. What the app's called?
Do you like a good story? I'm hoping by the end of this we have a few good stories to tell between us.
You never can tell.
Be nice anyway. Right. I'm gonna head to bed, but see you all in the morning bright and early, lads. And lady.
All right.
Don't forget you're sitting a watch, boy.
Oh yeah, don't you worry.
Warforge is probably quite happy to sit watch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you just sit and watch all night? I forget how it works.
Yeah,
You
so
can,
Warforge takes a long rest, but with like eyes open, fully aware of their surroundings. Like they stop and rest, but they don't have to sleep or anything. They're always aware of what's going on. Yeah.
I guess they need everyone off to bed.
Makes sense. Cool. Okie dokie.
I will probably stay up till about 12 and then go to bed 12 till 4.
That's cool. Yeah, so you all sort of go your various separate ways. Some of you to bed, some of you sort of stay up for a little bit, doing whatever takes your fancy, I suppose. A few times through the night you hear sort of movement in the bushes. Every now and again maybe you'll hear some movement. Look over and just see like a fox or something in the sort of undergrowth. It quickly darts away as it sees you looking back at it. But it's a pretty quiet night, and the forest falls quite eerily silent as you all settle in for the night. But you're able to get a pretty uninterrupted night's rest. And as the sun begins to rise in the morning, I guess you all wake. As you all wake, can I get everybody to make a perception check for me?
Oh dear.
What's the character sheet gone?
I was really tired.
Oh god.
Nice.
No,
Excuse you-
it's just
excuse you.
frozen for me. Well, Foundry's just frozen. Hold on.
Yeah, you made a
I
load
have-
of rolls at once.
Oh, did I?
Oh, I have a question, Sam.
Gone.
My portent feature
Yeah.
says it happens when I finish a long rest.
Yeah.
If I still have my 2 uses of it from the previous long rest, like the 2 numbers I rolled, do I have to roll 2 more new ones every day and replace them?
Let me.
I'm fine with
have
that
a
if that is the
think
case. Just-
quickly.
Yeah. If you decide, because otherwise I can't decide if I prefer one or the other. So
Yeah, I think it's when you finish a long rest. So I think anytime you take a long rest,
gotta happen. Yeah,
it resets. Yeah.
absolutely cool.
Probably explains why you always seem to want to play cards just before you go to bed.
Well, I was just kind of considering that if this counted as part of the long rests, then if I could use them or not.
We'll say whenever you take a long rest.
It has to.
That
I
way,
just
yeah,
rolled 2
there's
more.
some
Yeah,
amount of
that's fine.
yeah. Cool.
Happy days.
Let's have a look at those results. Nice. Yeah, you'll wake up the following morning at various times. The sun begins to rise. And yeah, you all got a decent night's sleep. Everything looks as it should be, except to you, Elwyn. As you wake, you become acutely aware that the forest around you, the trees, they are not in the same places they were the previous night, or you're pretty sure they weren't. You'd be willing to probably bet a little bit of currency on that. Even you're very confident. It seems like everything has shifted somewhat.
Like magical. Like magically shifted.
Hard to say. It's just you could swear that tree that is just to the there's a particular sort of oak tree just to the right hand side of some of the tents, and you could have sworn that last you saw it before you went to sleep last night, that tree was maybe 10 feet to the left.
Sam,
Yeah.
without like trying to like retcon stuff to make to like get some extra information or whatever, my tarpaulin thing is tied up between 2 trees.
Cool. That's fine.
Okay, they need to move those ones.
No, your
Okay,
tarpaulin is fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that's just how you build it. You kind of tie it up between 2 trees and then
Yeah.
let it like run down.
That makes perfect sense. No, that one's all right. But just Elwyn, you're just sure some of these trees are not in the same position as they were the previous night. Nobody
Trees
else
are
seems aware of that.
They're treants.
If he,
The
do you
trees
say
are-
do you tell us this, Elwood?
Yeah, I let people know that I think the trees are moving.
As soon as he does, I duck back into my tent and I open up my book and I start ritually casting Detect Magic. Takes 10 minutes, so it's 10 minutes of me not doing anything now, but that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's cool. So if anybody wants to do in that 10 minutes.
Well, I'll look around. Do the trees look like they've moved? As in, I don't know, tree footprints?
The ground itself, I mean, there are nothing you recognise as tree footprints. You don't really see anything in terms of like drag marks, anything like that. If Elwyn hadn't mentioned it or wasn't so convinced that these particular trees weren't where they were the previous night, you would probably be totally unawares.
You sure you're not just confused, old man?
Yeah.
You are, for what it's worth, Elwyn, you are absolutely certain of this.
Yeah. But I wouldn't worry, because if it is magical, we cannot get lost in the magical forest because I'm so good at my knowledge of forests.
That is true.
And if I hunt for some food, I can get more than anyone else because I'm good. Oh, while tracking other creatures, you learn the exact number and size and how long ago they passed through the area as well.
Nice.
D. You are very good in forests.
So as I'm packing up the tent, look over at Eleanor and just say, is this some sort of trick that the Z's playing on us?
What, the trees?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I don't know, but I know a bit of magic. You know, only mostly from just a little bit here and there. But yeah, it will take some serious magic to be able to move all these trees. Some serious, we're talking like there's probably no one in the land that can do it.
Cool. Yeah, you.
Are treants
Sorry.
real? Treants, the like tree creatures, or is that something from other things?
I am going to very quickly. Yeah. So Zivil, you managed to complete your ritual. I'm gonna really quickly ask you to jump in the private voice chat with me, if that's cool.
Yeah, of course.
Or perhaps we won't.
Did you miss us?
We did a cooking simulator ad.
Does he come running out of the tent screaming? They're all around us.
I step out of the tent and like obviously I darted in there quite quickly, and you see me come out and I'm a little bit frazzled, but I look pretty normal, apart from my eyes are just like a bright blue glow almost. Both eyes just full kind of lit up with this bright blue glow. And I step out and I look around. You just, oh my god. Guys and girl and
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Warforged. I am Warforged.
that's curious. Anyway, yeah, forest's magic.
What?
Yeah, forest's magic. The trees have moved. Trees have definitely moved. Old man's not making it up. Forest's magic.
Okay, what does that mean?
How am I supposed to know? I just found out it's magic.
What, the trees themselves are magic?
Everything.
Wait, has pear trees is quite famous, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Has any of us heard of anything about this being magic in pear trees? Sorry, in not pear trees, the forest, Needham's Grove. Like, is that like a known thing that it's magic and that they move around?
You can all make a history check for me. History or Arcana, your choice, I guess.
I'll try not to roll a million dice because apparently that's what I did last time.
Ah, what an elf.
It's not history. I was there.
I am history. I write the history books. Leokin, not so impressive. Let's have a look what everyone got. Carl, Eleanor, and Zirviel. So Leokin, none of this seems to register anything in your sort of memory. Carl, Eleanor, and Zirviel, you kind of vaguely. There's story like Neelam's Grove is obviously vast in size as we've discussed previously, but it's quite famous for like not really being mapped in any way. And a lot of people have always called it unmappable. And that would kind of like trigger a little bit based on what you've just experienced and what Xavier was telling you. Elwyn, you managed to exceed the 20 barrier. Well done, you. You are actually more familiar with the stories. You've heard first-hand accounts from people that claim that Neelam's Grove. Essentially, people claim that the forest itself moves and shifts. Landmarks disappear and are sometimes never to be seen again. And some particular people would claim that they're that the halflings of Oscor, which was the halfling nation, some of them would believe that the forest itself was protecting something at its heart.
Most likely the Furballs are going to be in the middle of the forest.
So you're saying, Z, that these trees are magic?
Yeah. And the ground. And everything else around us.
At this point, I just ask the party if they think that we are prepared enough for this mission.
Hey, fortune favours the bold, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
It does, but you have a wonderful head of hair on you.
you know the way Elwyn sort of, when he's about to cast a spell, says something to distract Carl a little bit. Carl will do a similar sort of thing, as in, oh, is that bugbears over there? Pointing behind Elwyn.
Please cast
And
a
then,
spell.
as he turns around or not, I'm going to draw my longsword and I'm going to march over and strike a tree. Just
Whoa!
Whoa!
those trees, man.
Make an attack roll with your sword, I guess.
Is it real? Is the question, I think. Oh, it won't let me do that. Hang on. Sword, inventory, sword. Oh, thank you. Ah, that was impressive.
Yeah, so you march up to this tree and you swing the sword at it, and yeah, it you get a pretty sort of expected result. You sort of meet the bark, and the long sword sort of not deep. It's not the greatest of swings you've ever made, but the sword itself sort of digs into the bark.
Can I pull the sword out? Does the tree bleed?
No, nothing happens.
It's-
A bit of it sort of like chips off as you pull it out, a bit of the bark, but that's it.
And I kind of, as you said, I call over, Mr. Garvin. Considering we might have just learnt that, forest could be alive, maybe step one is not to then try and kill the forest because we are inside it.
But it's wood, lad.
It might get angry.
Wood doesn't get angry. I don't know. I think you're all mad. Magic trees.
I probably look absolutely mad at the moment because I've still got my detect magic up, but
Yeah, these trees are no more magic than my ass. And then I'll look around. I'll look around for a suture fly.
Look at his ass. Is it glowing under my detect magic? Can confirm, far more magical than your ass, I'm afraid. I will, however, at this point, cast Mage Armor on myself.
Would I be able to figure out the way to get to the centre of the forest still?
Would you what, sorry?
Be able to manage to, like, get to the centre of the forest?
That's a good question.
Just because I can't get lost in them.
You can't become lost except by magical means.
Is
I'll
that
let you
what it says?
determine. I'll let you determine.
That did seem a little too strong when you said you couldn't get lost by magical.
Can't get lost except by... Oh, except...
Yes, the only thing that can make you lost in a forest is magic.
For what it's
Okay.
worth, this part of the world being magic was done before I knew what your character was. This isn't just me being like, well, let's stop you being good in the forest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've got a head for the centre if what you're saying is true. There's got to be something cool at the centre, right?
Mm.
The owl still there?
What if you look up above you? Yeah, you can see him perched on the same tree that he was perched on last night. But again, it just feels like it's moved. It doesn't. You could have sworn that tree was a little bit further south last night.
If we get the owl to fly to the middle and just stay above us, we can't get lost if we can see the owl, right?
You'd hope.
I mean, when you say middle of the forest, we're talking days, weeks to get to.
How big's the forest?
It's freaking enormous, I think.
Not necessarily middle of the forest, right? Just the heart of the forest. It's not necessarily going to be slap bang in the middle.
Half the distance from here in Griffinstall, I'd say.
I mean, to get to the middle of the forest, you're depending on various things, you're probably looking at anywhere between 3 and 5 days travel, assuming there is no delays or getting lost.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is a big ass forest.
Mm.
Didn't seem that big to me. 4 or 5
Yeah,
days ain't that long.
Well, yeah. When you live 900 years, I agree.
You know, I don't think I've signed up to
Also,
trek to the center of a forest.
our friend back home
Mm.
is only there for another 3 days.
You'd have brought a car or something. A horse.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean,
So, given we have no idea what direction we're walking in, or even which direction to get back out again, or really any direction at all, what do we do?
We follow the bugbear tracks.
Yeah.
I bet it's still there.
Yeah, you go over. The tracks are still there. Yeah,
They don't seem magical any more than anything else.
you're pretty
Currently.
sure they are exactly where they were, Elwyn. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, should we put a breadcrumb trail down?
the sun hasn't changed. The sun's still there, presumably.
It is.
You know, we does it rise in the east and set in the west here,
It
or
does. Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Oh,
So,
convenient. I like it.
so you know, as long as we can see the sun, we can't surely get that lost.
I'll start packing up my hunting trap while we're talking.
Tempted to make you make a check, see if you get your own hand caught in it, but I think you're fine.
So I don't see what's changed. We're still, I guess, you know. Now we're stood here in the forest. Let's wander into the forest and find these fir logs that disappeared. God knows how long ago. Seems like a less formed plan than it felt in Griffinstall.
Yep.
So
Find the bugbears. Bugbears might know where they are.
Sounds like adventure, doesn't it? If we
To
find
be honest, we probably should have asked around in the town, but I was having to take a phone call.
I
take no blame for this.
I thought about asking in the town, but I wanted to get into the.
Outvoted free to what about my shirt saying me pub.
I am Warforged.
It's all good. It's all good.
Or the fourth fight is going to the
Alright.
It's absolutely fine. We should follow the bugbear tracks.
Get
I
your stuff.
agree.
Yeah, get your stuff packed, lads. Let's go.
Okay.
Gonna go and fight some bugbears.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can pack up all your gear. And yeah, you guys are ready to go in about 10-15 minutes or so.
Yep.
Just want to follow these bugbear tracks, do you?
Yeah.
Nice. Elwyn, you are able to gain a load of information, aren't you? Like, very clear information, I believe.
Do that if it's easy.
Yeah, their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. Yeah, so you can see. Let's have a look. Six pairs of footprints. These bugbear footprints. It's pretty standard bugbear size. And you would estimate. Looks like they passed through the area about 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Well, at least it's the direction we can follow.
Following them seems as sensible as any other.
Okay. Cool. How do you guys want? You guys happy to just sort of start following along? You want to do this like particularly? I mean, you're in a forest. Do you want to stealth through the forest? Are you happy just sort of following this trail that Elwyn can follow it quite easily?
Stealthing doesn't slow us down, by the way.
It doesn't for you.
Stealthing just sounds like it's just going to give me cramp in my thighs fairly quickly.
We can stealth at a normal pace.
We can. The stealthing at a normal pace is only.
Oh, that's if you're travelling
Elwyn's
alone.
travelling
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Trying to walk you into a trap, then, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm happy enough to walk up on to stealth up onto a bugbear camp or something, but I'm not spending all morning creeping from tree to tree.
I agree with Mr. Garvin. That's not
Right.
worth it.
I misread it.
Okay.
However we walk, I am staying in the middle.
I will be at the front if I am doing the track.
I think Mr. Garbin should probably take the rear guard.
Fine by me.
I'll take either second or second to last. I'm relatively hardy.
Cool.
I'll take second.
Well, second at the front or second at the back?
Second
I mean,
at the front, I guess. Leo King is second at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warforged.
I am Warforged.
We have Warforged and Zivio in the middle.
Yeah.
That's broadly like hardest to squishiest.
I will leave Pepper like 10, like little 10 in front.
Yeah.
Zipping the way.
Okay. Okay. You all begin sort of following the trail. I will I'll get you as you're all traveling. I'll get everyone to make a perception check for me.
Okay.
That question mark dice is scary.
I wouldn't think
Can
about it.
It can only mean bad things.
I mean, 1 on a D100 is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
10. Cool. Oh, Elwyn, do you get advantage, or have I made that up?
I was making it up.
I mean, should we have not left? I don't know, some sort of offering for the fairy forest things.
Proficiency is doubled
Oh yeah,
if you're proficient in it.
that's cool. I can add that.
What's proficient? Is that single tick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's double tick mean?
Expertise.
Expertise. Okay, cool.
When tracking, I remain alert to danger.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. So you start following as Pepper and Elwyn lead the way, following these bugbear tracks. First kind of interesting thing you find about an hour's journey into following these tracks. The tracks just kind of stop dead in this large sort of tree. just sort of walk almost straight to it. In fact, there's like almost like half a footprint just on the edge of the tree itself. Like you can see half the footprint, and the tree just starts halfway through it. But as Pepper sort of follows the scent and sort of circles around the tree, you just find on the other side of this tree there is just another like half a footprint, and they just carry on in the sort of path they were. This tree just stands in the middle of the path.
Does the tree and the interaction between the tree and the footprints give any indication as to how the sort of mechanics behind how the trees move?
Again, no obvious. There's no sort of other. The footprint is there in the mud, so the ground can obviously move, or or can be like there can be trails left, but there doesn't seem to be anything else. There again, no sort of like signs of the tree moving in any obvious sort of fashion.
Cool.
Is the tree solid?
Yeah, you can tap it, swing a sword at it, climb it if you want to make a dexterity check. But yeah, no, the tree is solid.
It's just bullshit. This is someone playing tricks. And I'll look over at Z again.
See, he just lied. He's detect magic got nothing. He's just having a laugh.
That's
Hey, nobody asked to roll an insight check.
That's kind of. I don't think I needed to.
Everyone blindly believed me.
It's. Yeah, I reckon Z's just heard the stories of the forest you get lost in, and he's just playing with us.
So yeah, you're able
He's
to.
still sulking after that farmer was rude to him yesterday.
Look at these rolls. Yeah, you carry on about your way. About another hour and a half, another hour and 45 of travel. And Pepper sort of stops and sort of looks back at Elwyn, and Elwyn can sort of notice the scent is becoming quite a lot stronger. You've clearly gained quite a lot of ground on the source of the scent, and the footprints are still sort of leading the way. Elwyn, you can see up ahead. Looks like maybe about 200. Maybe even 250 yards up ahead, you can see what looks like a very small. Looks like there's like an opening, like a opening into a cave of some type, just underneath some tree trunks up ahead of you, which seem pretty much in the direction these footprints are headed.
Do we just knock on the door? And say hello.
Hello?
You tell me, you're the expert.
I was asking if everyone's okay with just going up, or are we going to sneak up? I'm guessing if we're going to talk to them, it might be best just go in there naturally.
We could try and talk to them, yeah. I'm not saying I'm particularly familiar with them. I've heard of stories, but
Bugs speak common, or if they do not.
If they speak common, was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Cool. We can all speak to bear bugs. They speak common language.
Maybe Learkin, do you want to go up with him? And we'll hang back a bit.
Yeah, I'll go for them.
If they speak common, should we get one of the more better vocal people?
Because all my things are all going to be a minus, by the way.
Look over at Eleanor.
I'm pretty talky. I can go.
They're people. If they were animals, then we'd be better at talking to them.
Well, they're goblins.
Yeah, they are types of goblins, essentially, yes.
Yeah. All right, I'll come with you. Well, I think we should go, really.
Yeah, we're all going to go, but just
Yeah.
someone's going to talk.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking bear bugs are giant bears?
You might be confusing with owlbears.
Owlbears, that's what I've been
Yeah. Bugbears are just big goblins.
Now. Yeah. I'm stupid now. I've been thinking we're going to owlbears.
Cool. Let's have a look.
Elbows are much cooler.
Yeah, cool. So you're able to sort of you're just gonna go straight for it, are you? Okay. Yeah. So you head along until you reach the sort of opening of this this excuse me this cave that you can see up ahead. I'll get you all to make a perception check for me again, if you can.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm really not rolling good
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm really not
It's
doing
not
very well.
going
either.
great for you, is it?
Nothing too good
No.
for me. If we're going to battle, I'm going to roll natural ones.
That's cool. As a group, you can get a good sense. So yeah, as you sort of approach, you can actually sort of get the sense of like some kind of burning, smells like burning flesh or something. And you can just hear the sort of like the sparks and like crackling of some kind of like fire. And you can see a little bit of like just light inside this this cave entrance, sort of just sparkling. You can see it in the distance. Looks like there's some kind of campfire in there, possibly.
You say burning flesh. Does it sound like? Does it smell like bad, or does it smell like they're cooking some meat?
No, yeah, this is not particularly disgusting, off-putting. It smells like some kind of like meat being cooked. Yeah. Yeah, and as you sort of near, you can actually see in, and just in the darkness, sort of illuminated by light, you can see a number of bugbears actually. They're sort of just gathered around there's this campfire. There's a few of them gathered around. You can see another sort of couple just sat off to the side slightly. They seem pretty unaware of you guys at the moment.
How are we doing this?
Or should we just shout? There's no point surprising him, is there?
Who's talking?
Our talkie person.
I'll look over at Eleanor again.
You all look over for a bit.
Yeah, I think I don't know who else is talky. I'm definitely talky, but I don't know who else is.
I can be. To be fair, I can be talky. If
I'm a bit talky.
I've got
I'm
plus
probably
3
more-
charisma.
I'm more
Yeah.
shouty. I'm more shouty than talky. Intimidation, I can do.
I can do persuasion at +5, intimidation at +3.
Okay,
And I can piss people
you're-
off.
I can intimidation at +2, but persuasion at 0. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm good at those things. I also have some.
My intimidation is
tricks.
+5.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa.
So you're the intimidation guy.
Okay.
We're not intimidating just yet, but if we need to, then you can step in and.
So I think
Yeah.
really, I think it's just give them call them without surprising them in their cave when they're eating.
Greetings
You know,
and salutations.
Yeah. Good
Say
morning.
hello, yeah, and then ask them if they've seen some furbolgs.
I put my hair on the door and shout good morning.
And immediately as you do, you see them all sort of pick up. They all sort of pick up these weapons at their side, these sort of large morning stars, and they sort of turn to you. And one of them immediately points at you with this large morning star in its hand, and just sort of grunts over in your direction. Who are you?
Can I cast a spell?
Yeah,
Can I cast friends?
yeah, sure.
That's not going to go well.
On this one that's talking, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
And then I will try to charm them. You know, just say, "Oh, hi. Sorry to interrupt your breakfast. We just wanted to come and have a chat. We're kind of lost, and we thought we'd up to have a chat to you."
Cool. I'll get you with advantage, I guess, to make a persuasion check. I think it's probably the most appropriate.
What's advantage?
Alt.
Oh dear.
Sorry, what was your what was it you were actually saying to them?
Well, just I'm mostly at the moment just trying to sort of persuade them that we're just here to have a talk and not to fight.
Okay. And he just sort of stands there still. He has this Morning Star just sort of pointed straight forward towards you in his sort of muscular arm. He says, "You here for our food? We hunt food. This our food."
I pull out some food and say, "No, I've got loads of food." And I start nibbling on it.
Then what want you?
Funny question. Have you seen any furbolgs?
And you see they all sort of look around at each other briefly, and then one of them, one of the sort of ones that is sort of looking at the one that was talking initially, starts laughing. And the one that's sort of pointing the Morning Star turns and points the Morning Star at that one that's laughing, and he immediately stops. He says, you know, laugh, I speak to this one." And he turns back to you again and goes, "There are no furbolgs round here. This ours."
What, this land, this area?
We hunt here, we live here.
Okay, yep, I understand. Where are the furbolgs?
We never seen no furbolgs.
Do you want me to do my thing?
No.
I do an insight check to see if he's telling the truth.
Can do.
I'm good at that. Read people's expressions.
You are good at that. No immediate reason from what you can see to sort of doubt anything he's saying. He certainly looks quite aggressive, quite tense, quite unsure of what's going on. But at least in that statement, seems quite sure of what he's saying.
Okay, friend. Could you point us the way to the center of the forest?
And that same sort of lackey that was laughing before starts laughing again. And again, this one with the Morning Star turns around, points at him again, and says, "You stop! You stop!" And then he turns back to you again. And he goes, "You will search forever for center of this forest. You come, go, you search daily, and you slowly wither away with age."
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheerful.
And I whisper to everybody else that we should probably get out of here.
I was to say, is your spell up yet? Only lasts a minute, right?
Neely!
Then I agree, we should go.
We
Thank you for your time. A second we get out of there and close the door, or whatever's the cave, like leave the cave. It's just that we just hot foot it for the next 5 minutes.
Yep.
In character, I agree. Out of character, I'm sad. I wanted to fight some furbolgs. Or not furbolgs, bugbears.
Bugbears. We can put the bugbears, I suppose.
still might get the
Make a
chance.
survival check for me.
Yeah!
That's my first good roll.
Yeah.
Whoa. Those
I
are
have +3.
mostly some very solid rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys turn and begin to make a relatively swift exit back through the forest.
What? So was that it? Have we come all the way here just to talk to some bugbears and walk away?
No. It's just that those bugbears, for an unknown reason, may have wanted to fight us a little bit more shortly.
Could they see Z from where they were?
Right, I stayed out of the way. I made sure.
Oh. Okay.
Do I have a face that makes you want to fight me? Is that actually a thing?
It's
Yes.
yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. Genuinely didn't know.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, you all begin sort of, like I say, you make this sort of quiet, polite exit at first. Then, as soon as you're sort of outside of the immediate sort of doorway of this cave, just sort of pick up your pace a little. But Carl, you snag your foot briefly on a twig and just sort of fall behind the party a little.
Yeah.
And as you do,
back in 1 second.
that's cool, no worries. You turn back and realise that these bugbears appear to actually be chasing after you. The rest of the party are not massively ahead of you, but have a little bit of a head start on you as you were sort of briefly stumbled and were caught behind there. Yeah, and you can see these bugbears bugbearing down on you.
Bearing down. Are they looking really angry?
They look extremely
Oh,
angry,
okay.
yeah.
Um,
They look like they may have realised they've been under some kind of
Yeah.
magical influence.
Well, what kind of idiot would use magic on them? That's. I'm sure that hasn't happened.
Hey, I was nowhere near him, so you can't blame me.
I was watching you like a hawk all the time. That's.
Yep. Was not
That's
me.
Okay.
I will roll for some initiative.
So I'm gonna, I guess, turn and face them. Oh, look at that.
Do we notice Carl obviously
I'm gonna
lagging
shout
behind and
as
stop?
well.
Yeah, Carl
Okay.
Carl can see them
Bingo.
coming, so he's got time to stop and call
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Gonna go. Company, and they look pissed off. What did you say?
Nothing.
And I'm gonna make sure I have my sword and shield equipped, which I do. That's fine.
Cool, yeah, we will roll for initiative and we'll go into some combat. And some of these bugbears have rolled higher than you, Carl.
That does not surprise me.
Um,
Sure, I didn't roll very high.
Yes, this particular one here, he just charges at you with that Morning Star.
Yeah.
Wastes no time. Barely even stops for you to even get a word out. Just immediately charges at you and swings this Morning Star down towards you.
Literally just holding the shield up and going, "Hey, what?" as he crashes into me.
Yeah, and he swings that Morning Star down. But that is a miss.
Bounce it off the shield. 14. It's rubbish. Wouldn't even hit the shield.
And as he does so, another one just sort of charges up behind and says, I do better. I make Chief proud. And he does the same thing. And again, you just stand tall through it. You are not bothered by this.
Carry it away.
But you do get a chance to react.
Oh, to react, or
to take your turn. You get to counteract.
Yeah.
Did
Well,
they
I will.
catch us?
Yes.
Carl fell behind.
me.
Yeah.
Carl's slow.
Yeah. I stopped. I heard them behind. I thought they wanted something. Yeah. I'll target that one with the longsword. I mean, this was pretty obviously. He wasn't mucking about with the Morning Star, was he?
Oh no, they definitely they swung hard at you.
That's fine. Then.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you slash it in for 7 damage.
And I will leave it there for now.
Okay. Elwyn,
And-
yeah. So Carl obviously called out. So you turn around and see these bugbears bearing down and sort of catching up with Carl behind you.
Okay. I will try this out for the first time.
Oh.
Sharpshooter, right? Yeah, -5 penalty to attack. Does an extra 10 damage.
Yeah, if you use sharpshooter on your character sheet, it will adjust your stats for your next attack accordingly.
Try this out.
Oof.
That's a miss. Still managed a 9.
Anything else for you, Elwyn?
Sure, I only get one shot, don't I?
At the moment, still, yeah.
I do have bonus action. Carl's looking the other way, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm facing them.
Doesn't matter, I just realised what that does. I'll just move backwards a bit.
Fair. Okay, there's one more of these bugbears. Who just takes a dash action, so he can move it as full speed as he can to close down at Carl, and just like the others, he now just surrounds around Carl. And you've now got these three figures just bearing over you. Leokin. What you got to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, where am I?
Where is any of us?
Can you not see anything?
I can't see my character.
He's down the bottom corner, I think.
Ah, I can't move him.
It might be worth you refreshing quick then. I suspect there may be something wrong with your screen.
My character was a bit greyed out and I couldn't see anyone else.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound correct. Is it alright now?
Just load him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yep, now I can see everything.
Awesome. What would you like to do, Mr. Oaken?
Can I try?
Run off the map, you leave combat.
Pardon?
If you run off the map, you leave combat. Just leave Carl and take them all on.
Yep. I'll hold him back.
Can I try commands then?
If you want to.
Oh, I can do that.
What's your command?
Run away now.
It's a one-word command.
Oh. Run.
He fails. Yeah. You succeed at commanding this creature. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. This one here also takes charge. He runs past this way. He actually goes straight past you, Cole. You get an opportunity attack if you want to take it.
I will. If I take that, then that's my reaction done until my next turn, isn't it?
That's right.
No, I won't.
Okay. And he just dashes down this way towards the rest of your group. Gets that far. Z.
That's an issue. I guess. This one that's got close.
Yep.
Normally the time that you set fire to one of your party members.
Yeah, well, I'm tempted, but I'm going to take a risk because I don't know what these guys' armor classes are like. But I'd like to guarantee a hit if I'm using a spell slot. So I bring out, and I'm kind of glad Carl isn't stood next to me as I do, because I pull out a small diamond from my component pouch that Carl purchased for me back in Griffin Steel, and I kind of hold it in my palm, and it kind of begins to glow as I mutter some kind of incantation around it. It starts to like lift and spin, and I shoot forth this like ball of, I'm gonna say this lightning energy, shoots forward. I will cast Chromatic Orb at the bugbear.
You might if you don't move first, then Leokin is stood in your way.
Yeah,
I believe,
I'll
right?
stand slightly out of the way. It's fine. But I am going to use Portent, and just my roll is a 13, so it's a 19 total.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I will still cast it, but yeah. So yeah, does 19 hit?
It does.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that is pretty damn good damage roll.
It's 20 lightning damage.
Wow.
You just see that arc of lightning hits it, and he almost sort of falls to the ground. That is a big hit, as you see, like he looks pretty bad.
I nearly cast it at the second level as well. Ah, damn it. That's action to do that, and then I will. I've used 5 feet of movement, but I will step this way,
Nice.
like this. Just kind of sidestep around the edge here as I do. That's my turn.
Nice. That was a big hit.
Not going to complain.
Cool. So this bugbear here, this is the one that was sort of conversing with Eleanor, and he takes the dash action, and he is just gonna dash down in this direction. Oh, sorry, hang on, that's not you.
Oh, of
That's
course
all right.
he
That's the
does.
wrong person. He isn't looking for Z. He's looking for the person that was conversing / arguing / casting spells on him. Yeah, it just closes down in that direction. Takes a dash action to get there, so can't do anything, but immediately just bears down over you, Eleanor. And it's sort of stood, breathing down in your face almost as your turn comes around.
Hi, sorry.
It's cool.
Well, shit.
Very much so.
I am a rogue, so I can do things.
The only class that can.
Mm.
Ooh. A 20-foot sphere, is that 20-foot radius or diameter?
Oh god, I always forget with these.
I think if it specifies radius, that's radius. If not, it's a diameter, right?
Okay, yeah, I think I assume it's probably fine anyway.
Because fireball specifies a sphere
yes, it
with
does.
20
Yeah,
foot
you're right.
radius.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, wait, this is actually, no, this is giving me a 20-foot, a 40-foot. Yeah. This
Oh,
template,
yeah, because it's creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose. So it's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, cool.
Oof.
Probably not enough to do anything really. I might put
It's
the
definitely gonna make one of them fall asleep.
Yeah.
Does it make Leo can fall asleep?
Lurkin's not in it.
He's not.
Not the squares haven't highlight for him, so
It's pretty close to half a square to me. Just
it's pretty close.
You're trying to get me killed.
Circles specifically in the rules don't take those ones.
I'm looking at the actual template which shows exactly who's in it.
Yeah.
You might
I'm
be looking at
I'm
that.
just trying to be a shit. It's fine.
You're not trying,
so
mate.
you get a 16. It goes from the lowest first, doesn't it?
It does get to those first, yeah.
So,
It's going to almost like knock out the bloodied one, and I doubt it's going to knock out the other one, given how many hit points they've probably got.
yeah. Why? Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, that one that was obviously quite strongly hit goes unconscious.
Yeah.
And that is the only effect.
Yeah, that's okay. Now uncanny dodge, cunning action to disengage.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna stand here.
Yeah.
Behind Leokin and say to Leokin to stay there and protect me, please.
Cool. This bugbear here will dash down in this direction. And that is it for his turn. Yeah, he takes a dash so he can close in on Carl. We come back to these bugbears again. So this
They
one...
haven't read about flanking yet, so that's good.
yeah, this one here just takes his morning star at you, Carl. And that is a miss. And then his buddy adjacent to him was told to run.
Yep. Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
before he moves,
he is. Yeah, that's it. You get opportunity attack if you want one.
I will certainly take one. As a my reaction to, because it's not my turn yet. It's not so great.
Yeah, that won't hit, unfortunately. And then this one, you see him just dash off into the trees, disappears into the forest. Carl, it's your turn.
Right. I will turn my attention on another one. Why didn't that do anything? I didn't click it.
That is a miss.
That's unfortunate. I think it's time to action surge.
Nice.
Do I need to click anything for that?
Click it to use it because it tracks how many uses you have.
Features, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've just got to find it. Where's action surge? There's action surge.
Oh, if it helps, yeah, I forget you haven't played. You can drag stuff to the macro bar at the
Yeah,
bottom.
no, I have actually done
okay.
that. I've even done it for action surge, but I've just forgotten. Right, and then I will attack again.
Yeah.
I'm going to swap my target just to see if it brings me luck. Yeah, that went really well. Excellent. Okay, that'll do.
Elwyn, you see Carl swinging away while this swarm of bugbears around him. Determined to make it work.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'll hit.
yes. Big damage.
Nice. Yeah, that's a big 20 damage longbow hit.
Nice.
Anything else for you, Elwyn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, this one here will just take a swing at Carl. That is a miss. Pretty big miss.
We're not really doing a...
Yeah. The Oakin.
Me. Guys, this no spells rule is really working out for us.
Oh, we're on about. I didn't cast a spell. Carl didn't
Okay.
see.
Oh, that's fine then. I'm gonna try chuck. No, I'm gonna move
That
it.
one there's that one you're targeting's asleep, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'll go for this one then.
Nice. Oh, we're going for the boss. Yeah, you swing your greatsword, but as you do, he just brings that Morningstar up and just pretty much parries your greatsword away and just, yeah, pushes you away from him. Anything else you'd like to do?
No thanks.
Okay. This bugbear is asleep. Z.
Hi. What we got going on here? These guys are okay. These bugbears, they look pretty muscly, do they? They look pretty strong.
Yes, yeah.
So doing something that involves them making strength saving throws likely is not going to go my way.
I don't think it's their weaker stat, no.
No, I thought that might be the case. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray at
Nice.
second level. So I think I can just use the magical macro and it target people, right?
Should do.
Yeah, cool. Yes, I do one. Do I do multiple on him? He's bloodied. He's looking pretty rough, though. That bloodied one.
Yes, this one here, yeah. He looks pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Two on the chief. Yeah, why not?
Let rip.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, so one of the ones on the chief misses, but the other one hits, and the other guy also gets hit.
That macro is so good, by the way.
Pretty good. It's not enough to kill that guy though.
Not quite.
Ah!
He's only
I should have
wounded.
attacked him more. Yeah, that's everything for me.
Nice. The chief, yeah, so he parries your shot away initially, Leokin, and then he just immediately, as he sort of swings your sword away, so your sword's at the side, he just immediately swipes back with his Morning Star at you. And misses. You sort of just duck out the way, but before you even have a chance to get sort of straight back up and stand up straight, he swings it straight back across you again. And that time misses by even more. That is a crit miss. Eleanor.
Yeah, I'm going to move up to here, putting out my rapier. I look at the bugbear chief and say, "Sorry, old chum. I had to know what you knew." And with that, stick him with the rapier.
Yeah. That one's a miss.
I'm so smug that I just too busy saying the one-liner. Then I'm gonna cunningly disengage and get back.
Cool. Yeah. No worries.
Yeah.
This one here turns to run. Carl, you've got a reaction if you want to take
I
it.
will take it. So I will attempt to hit him. Oh, flipping.
That's a crit miss.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and he turns and starts just running up in this direction, but you see he can't seem to dash. He's quite badly hurt, and he sort of stumbles as he sort of runs off in that direction.
I spent the entire time on the train reading that book about how to be a good sentinel. And just messed it up.
So yeah, you take a swing at that one as he runs. Then as you sort of turn back, you see this other one swinging his Morning Star across your head. But it's not enough. You've got enough about you that you see it coming. And it's your turn.
Excellent. Right, what we got? Well, they're both fresh, so let's go with that one. Actually, let's go with that. Oh, don't target them both. Go with that one. Right, come on. Swings the sword. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Some damage would have been nice, but still. That's me done.
Okay. Elwyn.
Look at this two-weapon fighting, I suppose.
That one's a miss.
Didn't need to do that then, did I?
The sharpshooter may have been overkill, yeah.
First one.
I don't know how I feel about those -5 for 10 damage feats.
I don't. Because he's adding +7, so it's
Yeah.
he's still rolling on +2 for 10 damage. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I used the other one before, the melee one. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, the melee one being a
Great
barbarian.
weapon master, isn't it?
Yeah, Weapon
They
Master,
definitely stack as you get higher and higher. When you get to the point where your rolls are big, then they're really good, yeah. Anything else for you, Elwyn?
That's it, I've moved away slightly a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, and this other guy that you just drew blood from, Carl, he tries to draw some back from you. But that isn't going to happen with that roll. Leokin, you're stood face to face with this chief that is fighting with you and Eleanor currently.
Go on, lad.
Although Eleanor is
Well,
in
I'll
and
hit
out.
it this time.
Not like that.
I have nothing else to do.
Do
Actually,
you think we've all rolled so badly? If we called truce now, do you think they would just would just accept that? We'll just all walk away and pretend it never happened?
we could try.
This is literally like watching two school children have a fight.
Z.
My turn, is it?
Yeah.
So this one that seems to be harassing Elwyn over here, this chief. Does it look to be like bit bigger, a bit stronger.
Yeah,
than the
he
others.
stands a little taller. There was nothing dramatic, but yeah, he's certainly he's a little bit more muscular. Stands a few inches taller.
Okay, so I'm going to step slightly out of my hidey hole here, and I kind of look over and see. Looks to be somewhat of an issue, I suppose. Apparently, he has half cover there still.
Good.
Okay. I don't think it's going to matter anyway. But I bring out the diamond in my other hand again, and I do the same kind of thing. This time, I'm going to charge it, and I'm going to, I think. What should I do? No, do you know what? I like the lightning damage. The lightning damage is good. I am going to do lightning damage again. I'm going to cast it at second level. And before I even roll, I roll an 18.
Cool. Yeah.
So it's 24 to hit.
Nice.
But that's not going to probably roll the damage, is it?
No, you have to roll it for me. Yeah.
So it's 4d8.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Nice.
21 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, he takes 21 points of lightning damage.
He's still only bloodied.
Bloodied.
Oh, wait, no, bloodied is good, right?
Bloodied means they're on 50% of their health or lower.
Okay.
I just have fresh wounded bloodied.
Yeah. Cool. I now know I've done something drastic because he didn't die immediately, and I kind of just right catch the diamond back out of the air, pop it back in my pouch, and just step back 10 feet this way. That's me done.
Okay. That chief, yeah, he takes that big hit, and he looks pretty pissed off actually as you do that. He's gonna. Yeah, he looks angry. He goes to run away from you, Leoki, and he starts running in Zirvil's direction. You've got a reaction if you want it.
Can I take a reaction?
Yeah.
Ooh,
hit.
that's more.
That's
That's
hit.
20.
It's a
Yes.
crit hit.
You think you can get
for a
away
big
from
amount of
Another
damage.
20 damage.
Yeah. So yeah, you put 21 damage through him, and that's pretty strong. And he sort of dashes off in this direction, takes the big hit, reaches this point, and then quickly diverts his path and starts dashing in this direction.
Yeah. Wimp.
Eleanor, you see this sort of really strongly blooded bugbear just dash past you and start heading off into the trees.
Yeah, 1 second.
Mm.
How do I work out what my plus is to roll? Because I never know what they are.
For what?
My short bow, for instance.
Dex. If you're proficient, it's Dex modifier plus proficiency.
Yeah.
What
so
proficiency?
You should be +5.
Yeah, proficiency's +2.
Okay, right. And firebolt is. How do I work out what my firebolt is?
Intelligence plus proficiency.
Your
That'll be your spell attack mod. Which is
yeah,
on your
plus
spellcaster
+3
sheet.
for your spells.
Okay, so +3 versus plus. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna firebolt him.
It's a mess.
Yeah, firebolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, what of it?
Can you sneak attack a firebolt?
No, sadly not.
Anything else for you?
Yeah, I just quickly check. Sleep is. It's not concentration. How long does it last for the spell? 1 minute. And how long has it been since I cast it? What round are we on?
It has 48 seconds left.
Round 3. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'll leave that guy. I'm gonna move 30 feet in his direction.
Yeah.
Actually,
Kind
I'm
of
gonna-
nudging you.
yeah.
Nice, yeah, closing down. Cool. This other one in the trees dashes off into the tree line as quick as he can.
He's going to be the new chief soon.
This one here hears you muttering that and looks pretty angry and insulted you would speak about his chief like that.
So far, I've just been going through. This has been like a day in the training yard so far. Just turn this way, take a morning star on the shield there, duck under a hit.
Show
What
us
did he
what you
miss?
learned, man. Yeah, he did.
Nothing's hit you yet, has it, Carl?
No, it has not.
Surrounded by those bugbears and nothing hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally just going through. Oh, fucking hell! That'll teach me for being so. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. Elwin.
Oh. Oops.
Oh, he's learnt. No more sharpshooter.
Anyway,
Still a miss to that one, I'm afraid.
I've been trying it out. I've decided when's best and when's not best to use.
Yeah, I think.
At the start of combat, when
Eleanor's-
they're full health, it was when they're still there.
The sharpshooter did okay. That first hit was worth it, but I think I'm taking Sentinel back to the shop and telling him it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Sentinel's
I
great.
didn't do it that time, so I'd have been 7, 8.
Yeah.
I'll give you a chance to trigger it again, shall I?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, interesting. I'm hit by a morning star, and I can use Sentinel or Mage Slayer.
Mage Slayer obviously is not. I think it just shows you anything you've got that is a reaction.
Oh, right. Well, I will definitely send. So this is because he hit me.
Yes.
I don't think you can. Sentinel doesn't let
Sentinel-
you attack when you're attacking.
No,
so-
the reactions aren't perfect. It will just
Yeah.
anytime
Yeah.
if you get hit, anything that has
Alright.
reaction
I will-
will show as possible.
I will opt to not to do anything then, as I can't.
In that case, you will take 12 piercing damage.
Ow! Fuck, that hurt.
Ooh. Yeah, these guys are tough.
Yeah, bugbears are brutes. They roll extra damage dice.
Yeah, they roll a second damage die, don't they?
Leokin. Yeah, they've not hit many times in this, but when they do, they hit hard.
Oh, I hit
Hello,
once
cat.
to disarm him.
Can I start moving? I'm just gonna start moving to everyone else. But I'm not taking a dash.
No?
So that's it.
Is that it for you?
Yeah.
I could just see Leokin just dragging the greatsword through the ground, just
Yeah.
wandering up.
Zivio.
Cool. That's me. I'm Xavier.
Well done.
How rough is this bugbear chief looking at this point?
He doesn't look great. I mean, he certainly looked like he was initially looked like he was beelining through, but then after Leokin's big blow, it looks like he sort of started heading away from the fight.
I'm going to try something new.
Ooh.
It's exciting. I bring up my hand again and briefly consider pulling out the diamond to do that. And think, no, he's looking on the edge. He's looking on the edge. I kind of weave my hand round in a big arc like this, and just these three kind of bolts of this like bright blue energy just shoot out and kind of weave through the air, like cross it over and then just all collide onto him at the same time. And I cast magic missile. I should probably make sure I target him before I cast it, however, because otherwise that's going to go badly. Magic missile always hits. Oh, I didn't actually need to target him. Apparently, yeah, it has a macro. I
does.
apologize.
You doubt me?
I apologize. It says missile limit reached.
Ooh.
I'm so confused. Might have broken your macro, and I don't know how.
Shocking. You monster.
Oh my god.
There's something weird going on.
Something is not liking me here.
That's cool. Well,
Should I trigger the macro a second time?
yeah, you can try it, yeah.
I've just cancelled it, and I'll just do that again. Should I? I forgot there was a macro, so I haven't targeted anything this time. So I can assign 3 darts. 1. What?
It's fine. I will fix it between sessions. For
I
what
shoot 2 towards it. I don't know if it's gonna work. No, the macro did not trigger.
It's cool.
Well, he takes 2. It's 1d4 plus 1, isn't it?
That's
For each
correct.
missile. So, there's another one.
It's a bit better. Oh,
Oh.
got him.
Well, he takes another one anyway.
I look over to you and say thanks.
I kind of got my hands on it. No problem, no problem. Keep going. And just kind of keep an eye out on what's going on.
Anything else for you, Z?
Bonus actions, what?
And look, you have this bug boy chief just drops to the ground in front of you.
Yeah, so I just I look over, nod, say thanks, and then dash over to the one next to Carl and try to stick this one instead. Which I managed to
Yeah. Oh, max damage.
do. Right, yep, and then I get
Nice,
sneak
sneak
attack as well,
attack,
right? Where's sneak attack on here? How do I do sneak attack?
It's in your weapons.
Is it?
Should be anyway.
No.
No.
Oh, is it not in yours? Oh. Have you got a fancy different one?
How do I do it?
Oh, I know why. Hang on. I changed. I forgot to finish this one. I had to re-import your character, didn't I? And I forgot to put the sneak attack back on. It is on there now. It's in your features.
Please. Sneak attack.
Oh, it won't work 'cause it wasn't on there. Yeah, it's fine. Just roll the dice. Roll the dice, and I will.
2d6, yeah.
Yeah. It's because I forgot to re-add it when you were re-imported.
Take 10 extra damage.
Oh.
I stick it in the side with my rapier and then just like grab the hilt and give it an extra like shove in, which is the sneak attack damage.
Nice.
And then kind of use my foot on its hip to put it
Push
out
it
again.
down.
No, to put it out again.
Oh,
Like, yeah, to get it out of its.
I'm
Just
just
going in, have
secretly
fun.
hoping that you didn't notice the natural one that I rolled just before you came over.
Oh, did I kill it? I killed it. Nice. I didn't
Did
realize I
you?
killed it
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
I was
you-
giving this nice poetic story, but I didn't actually realize I killed it.
Yeah. You
Is this
step-
are we out of combat or still in combat?
No,
You guys are
there's,
still in combat, yeah.
there's one literally stood behind you at the moment. But
Wait, what?
There's one here.
yeah,
Wait, what?
there's one physically stood behind you.
Okay, I can't see that on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So you stepped up, leant between me and one to stab another one.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was one there.
That's cool. You've got some movement left if you want it then. You ate it 10 feet.
You're fine.
No. Yeah, I will actually. I'll bonus action escape and then just come back here. I was just in this picture in the group thing because yeah, I can't see it on my screen. This is what I see.
This one takes a swing at you, Carl, and obviously misses.
Yeah, of course it does.
But you can.
Well, that's what I see.
Oh, that's not what you see.
Wait,
I
that's what you
see
see. You see that as well?
Yeah, I see the dead people.
Weird.
No, not dead people. There's someone missing. Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
there's a
no.
dog by there.
Oh no,
Right.
I do see that.
Luckily, I picked the right one, the one that's injured to kill rather than the other one.
I'm going to manage to hit it just. I'm going to bonus attack, try and trip it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Did it do it?
So,
Right.
yeah, so you get to roll your superiority die.
Yeah, I thought I had, and it went. It says your controlled action actor Coggoblin has more than one item with trip attack. The first one will be selected,
Oh, so
And
you
it's-
do, yeah.
and it's come up, but it hasn't actually done it. By the looks of it, it's put it in the.
Yeah. That's my fault again when I re-imported stuff. I've imported the
That's
wrong
okay.
version of stuff. Yeah, if you roll your superiority die.
Okie dokie, which is a D8, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'll get him to make his strength save and throw.
Oh, he made the saving throw anyway.
Yeah, but he does take
He
extra
gets.
damage.
Come on, roll the dice. There we go.
Nice.
Oh, look at that! Brilliant.
You're doing good today.
Yeah.
Mr. Elwin.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back on it.
But he didn't miss
Total.
anyway.
Good job.
Bloody hit, Carl.
Yeah.
Anything for you, Owen?
I look a bit thing as I nearly shoot Carl on the back of the head.
Leokin.
I'm still surprised. This is literally the first combat I've had where I've not been fireballed at some point.
I'm back and I'm going to move here
I've learnt my lesson.
and do that.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
Yes.
another big hit. 13 damage.
Cool, that's me.
Okie dokie. This guy's still asleep, so it's your turn, Z.
Cool. I'm going to dart my way round in this direction. Carl is still in the way.
Through, I think.
Why does it now think I'm targeting myself with magic missile? It just popped up like I opened my character sheet by double clicking my character and it popped up and said missile limit reached.
Nice.
Definitely not trying to magic missile myself. Yeah, screw it. We're trying new things this combat, it seems. So yeah, I know my missile limit's reached. Okay, so he has got half cover. That's is what it is, I suppose. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I bring up my finger and do almost like a streak across in front of me, and this kind of ice crystallizes in front of me and kind of shoots out towards the guy, and I cast Ray of Frost,
Ray of Miss.
but it doesn't miss. Damn, never doing that again. And then look back to the bugbear behind me.
I come up to here. No, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I'm going to come around to there, but like around
Yeah.
the side. Oh, actually, I get that way, can't I? Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I don't know. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 20 to there. And I'm going to just try to stab it in the back.
Nice.
My character sheet keeps closing back down every time it's not my turn anymore. So
Yeah,
you
it does. When your turn ends, it shuts.
I don't know what that is.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Here we go.
Confirm.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, now it's got the sneak attack properly. That is 36 damage.
Yeah,
That is enough to kill it, you'll be surprised to hear.
cool.
Who would have thought, eh?
So-
And then, is there anyone else left alive other than the one that's asleep?
No, just the one that's asleep. And well,
Okay,
there was
so-
two that ran into the forest if you want to chase them, but they are probably
I use my last 10 foot of movement to head towards back to the one that's asleep.
nice. Carl.
That's it, isn't it? I will. Yeah, I'll look around and keep guard. Effectively, hold my action, hold my attack in case one of them comes back out of the forest. But I'm not expecting him to.
You don't want to kill the sleeping guy?
No.
Elwin?
They're all down to me, so I'm just. I want to hide behind the tree.
Leokin?
Pardon, what? Oh no, I'll just do what the rest of my party's doing.
You guys are all just going to leave him. You lovely guys. Z?
I look around to her. I go, "What are we doing with Sleepyhead?
I got it.
You got it? Cool."
Yeah, obviously the guys are lovely. I'm going to go and stick it. So I get advantage, right? 'Cause
It
it's
should
a-
just happen automatically.
Okay, cool. Um. Oh, did I miss it?
No, you
They-
Oh,
yeah,
good. I don't know why I rolled 4d6 for sneak attack. Is that right?
Because it's an auto crit.
yeah, because it's an auto crit.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh my goodness me.
So that is another 38 damage.
So, from what I saw, was I'm fighting some bugbears, and we're really not getting anywhere. Then Eleanor steps up next to me, skewers one through the chest, and then steps back. Then sort of slides behind another one, skewers it, and steps back, and they're both dead. And then just moves over, and coup de grace is another third one. Impressive.
Rogues.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but it's just telling me
Yeah.
that Eleanor's checking
I keep
sight on
getting.
Zir
I
repeatedly.
keep getting this. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing to do that?
I've got no idea. I will find out between sessions.
Or yeah. I don't know what's got. It keeps. Is it like
Yeah, now
target
Xavier's
thing?
doing it as well.
That,
don't know.
to be fair, I did just accidentally click on Eleanor
Oh, I see. Okay.
for that one, but it did also then still pop up and tell me my magic missile limit was reached.
Okay.
So-
I think
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
not
what's
sure.
going on with that magic missile. It's fine. I can fix that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. It keeps happening on my turn. At the end of my turn, I keep getting these spams. I'm not sure if you were getting it as well, but
I haven't been until now.
okay, I've been getting it at the end of every turn.
Oh,
They're not this badly though. This is broken.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you guys defeat them. Gain some experience. And that is probably a pretty good place to leave things, I think.
Is the experience box thing? Can you add it for me? Because I can't. I found it. Don't worry. Just because there's so many checking line of sight things.
Yeah.
On the just before we drop out of combat,
Mm.
and at the risk of gaming the system, can I just take a deep breath and gain my second wind?
You can second wind out of combat, right?
Yeah.
And so I will,
When do you get your second wind back? by the
after a
way?
short rest, once per short rest.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
as I say, gaming the system slightly. I'm thinking we might short rest in a minute. So
I
I'll
would really hope so because I used up a lot of spell slots.
But you didn't get them back, right?
I get some.
You get
back.
one back, yeah, or two.
that's not too bad.
Yeah, I burnt through most of my spell slots there.
Yeah, I did worry about your spells actually.
That was pretty good from a magey combat point of view. You were
Portent helps.
you were dealing some damage.
Being able to guarantee that your big spells you're spending big money on are going to hit is helpful.
Eleanor did 80 damage in 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used one spell. I used two spells, right? I used a firebolt and I used a which is a cantrip, and I used sleep.
Yeah.
But I have a rapier that I'm really good with, so like I don't need to rely on it so much as you do.
Nice.
And yeah, my experience playing a low level wizard from the last campaign was that spell slots really hurt early on.
Yeah, I mean, I got some new spells, so I wanted to kind of go a bit crazy with it.
Yeah.
Had I been actually playing probably the smart way with it, there would have been far less spells being cast and far more cantrips.
When that Trask turns up next session.
Yeah.
How much XP should we have, by the way?
3040.
40. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
what
I do not have the right amount of XP at all. I've got
Well, you
1,000.
you missed a session, right?
Yeah, but I was like 1,000 and 40.
You missed
So-
a session with a decent chunk of combat in.
Okay. Well, I've updated it now.
That's what I will say. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, Sam's not using XP.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's a suggestion, isn't it? More than anything, I think.
Indeed.
Right.
Cool. All right. It's quite late, so I'm gonna head off.
Yeah.
Excellent session. Good.
That was
Guys,
excellent, guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Sam.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Really good. I finished off the session notes